Hey!
Hi. Hello. And welcome to the Partner Panel. They can hear us, I think.
JPI warning.
Okay, there we go. Now they can hear us. JPI warning. There we go.
Excellent.
Hello. Aye. Why do you say poor guy? He's fine. He's fine. You reap what you sow, right? Like, I'm sorry.
True.
Poor guy. But welcome, everybody. Now that we are also in podcast format, in case some of you might not know whether you're watching this on YouTube or whether you're watching it on Twitch live, the Fault Partner Panel now is available on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts all together. But what number episode are we on?
Episode 30.
30, bro. Isn't that crazy? This is already the 30th week in a row we've been doing this. God, man, time flies. Right?
Very much so.
But welcome, everybody. So my name is WinduTheMace over here. Basically one of the co-hosts and a Fault partner. Basically, these videos are entailed to update everybody on what's going on with Fault on a weekly basis. And also we're going to have sensitive conversations about things that need to be talked about, whether it be the community, whether it be the game. We address the points that the community brings up to us so we can give you a platform to also discuss it through. Now we're joined here by an amazing staff. We got the Bearded Wolverine, Mangoose, and Legendary Mech. I'll let them do their own introductions in that order. Go ahead, Bearded.
Yes, I'm the Michigan Wonder, the Bearded Wolverine. Go Blue. Also a Fall partner, and excited to bring all the information that we have to you guys.
Michigan Wonder. I love it, bro. Mangoose.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Mangoose, and you probably know me best for my honest hero reviews back in the Paragon days. I used to be a Fault partner, but I turned that shit down a long time ago because I didn't like the game. However, whenever they introduced patch 13, it brought me back. They did a lot of great things, and I've been playing Fault daily, and I've really been enjoying it. So I'm back at it. I've put in my my application for Fault partner once again, and hopefully I will be a partner just like these guys soon.
Attention, Ryan Red.
Right? Yo, I appreciate that honesty. Shout out to you, man. And then Legendary.
A mech. I don't have any fancy titles or anything. I'm just here for the good times.
Right? Here for a long time. Okay, a long time.
I do have to say, I love how his name on this Zoom call is Legendary Mech.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. It's, well, hey, man. Clearly, somebody filled in the last name portion.
Are you a mech that's operated by a mech?
Mechception.
Mechception. What the hell?
That is your new Discord name, Mechception.
Like a Russian nesting doll of mechs.
Aye. Yo. So before we do have a couple subjects lined up, right? But before we go deep into that, let's fill in everybody on what we've seen out of Strange Matters in the last week, which quite frankly has not been much. They have been very, very quiet in the last week. The only thing they've actually posted was a better version with feedback that we provided last week of their progression. They showed their aspect screen on Twitter. So beforehand, we gave them some feedback that they were showing an item shop, how it used to look, but they didn't show what it looks like now. So that, you know, and I'm glad that they actually took that feedback into consideration. Now, a few days later, we see they're showing the original aspect selection page. Then they show the second iteration, and then they show the final stage where it's at right now, showing the progression of the game, and the tweet itself says, "Our game has no doubt gone through major changes. We're continuously working on our largest patch to date. With that in mind, no patch notes will be posted this week. Stay tuned for more info and content." I just want to throw it out there. That's another post saying we're not providing patch notes. Now, the last time that they mentioned we're not giving you guys any patch notes, these 2 weeks, we figured, hey, that probably means patch 14 was around the corner. We're okay with that. You know, it's okay to not give us patch notes now if you're going to give us a shit ton of notes in like the next week or so, right? Now, I will say not getting patch notes for basically 4 weeks now and still no patch 14, that it personally bothers me a little bit.
Yeah. Before we go down that rabbit hole, though, let's talk about the good, because that's going to be the long story, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the good and the three phases of the aspects screen, right? So obviously that first one you see, that one was done in the paint, and it is what it is. But I mean, it worked. It was
a placeholder.
It was a placeholder. It worked. You were able to play the game and do what you need to do. So it worked. The second one that you see was nice. It was a huge upgrade from that placeholder, but there was obviously issues with it, right? One of the issues that you don't see is you can't always remember the character you picked in when you went into it. So like, all right, now I got to pick aspects, that affect my character. Let's say I'm a support main, but for some reason I had to play off lane this game. So also, man, I pick my support aspects just because I normally always play support. I'm like, shit, no, I'm an off laner, and I just pick Clairvoyant and Bishop.
I've done that so many times where
so many times
playing Gideon, and it's just blue gone, and then it's like, oh, I'm jungle.
Yeah,
right.
And so the third variation of it, showing you the character you are, is huge. Huge.
Yeah. That's such a big change. It was so subtle, but so helpful, because again, we've all been there as far as not being able to like kind of realize we're a different character. You know how many times I've gone jungle with King and Ace, or like solo with King and Ace, or I'm on freaking gadget with King and Ace and be like, red. So, and not just that, also one of the biggest highlights here, I think, is just mainly the visuals of those individual aspect icons, right? Yeah. Like they definitely made the entire aspect selection screen almost elevate to a new level with those aesthetics that they have in there. With like the text description on this side, it went from like traditional text box to now like a more formal. There's like, hey, there's this zone, it's color coordinated, etc. The icon that you select gets auto filled in there. Just all these little things, right? So I like that they're showing that progression, right? I would like at least, feedback for them. Instead of just showing me like a beginning, middle, end, I would like to see a little bit of filler in between those. Like if you're showing me that, like for example, that paint drawing, I know it's hindsight 2020, but moving forward, it'd be cool if they were like, yo, show me how you got like somebody working on that second iteration, right? Even if it was in Microsoft Paint, show me somebody actually making the boxes and shit. And then, or like in the last one, show me somebody like resizing one of the corners and be like, hey, this is how we came to it, just to kind of show that personalization, like that over the shoulder look of, hey, we actively work on this just for like 3 to 5 seconds. It's like, hey, we worked on this and then bam, we gave it to you. We worked on this, bam, we gave it to you. Just a perception thing, just to draw people in and let you know that, hey, these are real people working on this.
Sometimes they have that though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say hindsight 2020. Like they probably didn't record anything like that.
Yeah.
But moving forward, it would be cool to, like, let's say they're working on a new map system. If they can get the like lapse. Yeah, like a little footage of the guy working on the system. Just tell him, be like, hey, prop up your webcam. Just get a few seconds, like a minute of you record you working on the map, and that's it. You feel me? Simple. But then months from now, if we get a new map, right? Then all that footage can be used, and it's just nice to have ammo for the marketing team. You feel me?
True.
So for the future.
I do want to ask.
Right now,
go ahead. Go ahead. No, you go ahead, Mac.
Right now, like, I don't think it's possible for them being virtual. Like, it's not like they have somebody who can film necessarily themselves doing stuff, Like, if it's like skitty kind of stuff like that, I don't think that's probably feasible right now.
I mean, but we live in a day and age that everybody's got a phone that can record at minimum 720p footage.
True.
You could literally just
right?
Well, here's the thing: if it's somebody working on it, right? I could literally just put my camera in the corner, and you could see the screen being worked on. You don't even need to see the person. Just literally like showing the setup with the screen and shit being dragged around. It's just the fact that the act is working. There's a lot of angles that you could go into it, right, and still make something look good because going from
need that though. OBS your screen.
Well, the difference,
over the shoulder.
Yeah, the difference being is even though it might seem like because it makes it look like a more of a raw footage. Whenever you're actually recording the screen, right? It's like showing, hey, this is the desk that they work at. This is the setup. This is a real person working on it. You get me?
Right.
To show a little bit of that / emotional attachment and / connection to the individual. And then having that transition from raw footage to final product is it's showing the work in progress on a screen that does not look too good, and then transitioning to a screen that it looks amazing is just automatically psychologically you're gonna be like, look at how good that turned out. God damn.
Who's gonna film that though?
Yeah.
Like, these are gamers. They don't have fucking girlfriends and wives and shit.
Yeah. Bro.
They don't have real friends. They got Discord friends. No,
hey man.
For real, not everybody has somebody that can just fucking film in that will, and they don't have any kind of setup. They don't. You would need to put your camera somewhere.
Sure, but do you want somebody like holding the camera like this?
Yeah,
looks
right?
so jank.
Yeah, look at me. Look at me.
Hold it steady.
No, I understand. No, I understand. But again, I will send you guys a DM of that specific strategy done well. And even with a little bit of camera shake, like again, it's to show the raw footage. If there's camera shake, even better. It's to show the realness of it. And then that transition into the final product subconsciously makes the final product look even better. It's crazy how it works, but I'll send you guys the DM just so you can kind of see it.
I like the idea. I just don't know. I mean, it just seems a lot more work. I mean, right now we're going to get into the struggle of not having 14 for another 4 weeks here. You know, we're about to get into that here shortly. And if that's a struggle enough as it is, now you're asking them to do a little bit more. Just, I mean, not that that's too much, but that's just like, now that's another thing they're thinking about. That's something I would rather them do when, this COVID kind of relaxes a little bit and when they get actually into a studio together. And they can have somebody going around just kind of recording. Hey, Sylphan, what are you working on? Okay. Oh, Balix, what are you working on? And then kind of have a little, here you go. Here's a little footage of what we got going on here, and then they could use it for whatever,
It would be easier that way. It would 100% be easier that way if you're actually in person. Just have the media, somebody from the media department going around each cubicle and stuff. I'm just saying, if that isn't an option, specifically with the whole COVID and stuff, it's not impossible to recreate that effect.
Do you think they plan to transition to a brick and mortar establishment, or do they just plan to continue online?
I think they do want a brick and mortar base of operation.
I think it would be.
Why is it when I hear brick and mortar, I think Rick and Morty?
Yeah, that's a
you thing.
Yeah, that's a you thing. Oh, but no, I don't know. That's an interesting question because like brick and mortar would help provide team morale. It would help provide more organization, probably even easier communication if that were the case, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, that would mean extra cost. You get me? It would possibly mean relocation. That's what I'm saying. Like it would also depend on the staff.
Chat is your devil's advocate right now, saying that I disagree about the camera shake being okay. Gamers would hate that shit. You're asking to see some stuff, AAA studios to do full crews, and instead you would get a trailer park version of it.
All right, so I will post. You know what? That's Jelly Knees. I'm going to DM Jelly Knees the exact example I'm referring to. And I'm going to DM it to you guys as we just have our conversations here.
I'm going to say right now, trailer park people will rig some shit up so that it wouldn't be.
Some prime
coat hanger holding my phone above me.
You can see the reflection of the whole thing in the background.
So let's totally kind of go through this real quick. And I want to talk about more of the aspects again. Well, now that we got Mangoose here, because I don't think Mangoose was here when I brought this up before. Mangoose, what do you, and Mech, you would join in too. What is your opinion on these aspects having chess piece names? Like we got Bishop, we got Rook, we got King, we got Queen. If I miss someone, let me know.
We don't have a pawn.
We don't have a pawn. That's the aggressor.
I honestly never even thought about it.
Yep.
Not the latest bit.
Mech,
All right.
I'm going to tell you right now that I 100% did not think of it either.
We're in the same boat.
I
Let's
never
go.
fucking realized that.
Nope.
That's like that's the kind of shit I would normally fucking see in an instant.
Wow.
Right over my head.
You know what?
I'm also not a big chess guy. I don't know. I'm a checkers guy myself. What can I say? Like kings and queens. That's about all I got. Okay.
I love big chess, but that one went over my head.
Now, let's
Well, now
do
every time you go to your aspects, you're gonna think about
I
it
really
now.
am.
Right?
So let me ask you guys.
Because it kind of ties into what they do. Like Rook is strong. Like you think of a castle.
Yeah.
Like Bishop,
Right.
you think of maneuverability and intelligence. Queen, you think of like maneuverability and intelligence. You know, I kind of like it.
Control and power. King benefits from the rest of the board.
You're right.
You feel me?
Yeah, King has to be supported by everybody else.
So
That's good shit,
it's-
man. I like that.
That's deeper than I thought.
Do you-
I know. Anything like that? Damn.
now, do you guys think that they're actually going to add more aspects down the road, or do you think that having 3 per is okay? Because even at 3 per, the screen is pretty filled in that aspect page.
I think they have to add more.
Yeah.
I think they have just diversity to the game.
For
Like right now,
competitive, yeah.
I mean, right now, either add 3 more or take 1 away, because right now, especially as an ADC, you're only using 2 of those.
So there's a few aspects that are useless if it's not on an exact champ. Like I can't think of the name. Is it Rogue, the one that you can pass through? It's pretty much Kalari and Chimera. Like there's 2 people using that for the most part. It's very seldomly it gets used. I think we'll see changes to them, and I also think we'll see them adding more overall.
See, I would prefer more aspects that can be used specifically instead of the ones that have to be used by everybody, like King. What were you gonna say, Mangus?
Rogue chess piece.
Is it?
They're not all.
Not all chess pieces.
I was gonna say, what do you
Not
mean?
all chess pieces.
I'm pretty
Not
sure
all
they
chess pieces.
started with the chess pieces, right? And then after a while, they were like, "Well, we ran out of chess pieces. What do we call them now, bro?"
I think purple is the only one that doesn't have a chess piece name. Give me a second. I'm going to him right now.
Very possible.
Yeah, no, yeah. Rogue, opportunist, and aggressor. Those aren't chess pieces.
I'll
So
tell you
the
right
only-
now. I don't know
But
how many
purple
times
was
I
the one
wish
that was
I had
added
it.
afterwards. They had
That's
the
true.
purple wasn't there.
No,
right?
purple
They
was
only
there
had-
from the beginning.
No, purple wasn't there from the beginning.
Purple was there from the beginning. Purple used to be called the black aspects, actually. And then eventually they got changed to the purple aspects. And then it was one of those things that purple started. The purple aspects only had 1 originally. Whenever they.
One.
No, they had 2.
Was it 2?
I remember
That's
a purple item, but not purple aspects.
No, they were purple
No, they were-
aspects. I played Fault. The first time I played Fault was November 5th of 2019. And there were 2 purple aspects. So I'm digging way back, but still.
You know what? I can actually just pull up some footage of like 2 weeks after you're talking about. So let me. I'm actually gonna check while we talk here because I'm extremely curious. But go ahead.
So okay, now we'll go on. While you're looking that up, though, we'll also let's see chat here. Camera shake all depends on the amount of shake and how potential blur can be with it. Yep. A pillow or 2 and a broken broom. I'm confused. Otto, sorry. Same.
Not talking about pillows. What?
Yeah, right. Otto also says same. Some aspects need rework before we get more, and that's true. I mean, but we could also get reworks with more. You know, like here you go. We reworked this aspect because we added these aspects. You know, so that could happen that way.
I think that they should rework aspects, but I don't think they should add more aspects. I think restriction breeds creativity. Like necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Yeah, kind of force them to.
Diversity also creates creativity too, though.
Okay, true. But
Touche.
breeds more creativity. That's what was nice about Paragon was you were limited to certain aspects on certain heroes, and that made you have to get creative with how you built your hero. I think that was a fun thing. Maybe it wasn't great for the game, but it was fun, and it was
right.
It was really fun for us that love the game. I think that's what they should do with the aspects. I think they should be limited to 3 per. And just, adjust them as necessary.
And that's fine. I guess if that's all that's going to happen, I'm okay with it. But I need all 3 of them to be straight viable. Like, I literally need to sit here and decide which one do I want to go. As an ADC main, I'm going King Ace. Like, there's almost no point for me to pick Hunter now. Like, it just isn't like if I go Hunter, just because I'm just like, you know what? I'm only going Hunter because I want to switch something up. Like that's it. Like, you know what I would like to see? I would like to see drawbacks to each one. I would like to see like the one that gives you.
Oh, yes. Like a give and take.
Sacrifice crit for attack range.
Maybe make that a new category of aspects.
Or maybe a whole different color. The orange. Yes, bro. What color though? What color would it be? Orange? They already use orange for neutral.
I don't know. It'd have to be
like, you get me? Like they already, like the only thing that orange is used for in the items are those neutral items, like the growth implant that they removed. They had it under like an orange category.
Oh, that'd be white.
Like a grayish.
Yeah, I would say it's too close.
Too close to white?
Like you need like a strong color, like yellow, maybe.
It would have to be black, because black would be fitting.
Black, I feel like would fit. Yeah.
Yeah, you're sacrificing just like in Paragon with those aspects.
I like that idea of a give and take situation.
Like the corruption aspects that they used to have, right?
I think Mech and I just came up with something fucking with our heads together.
Yep.
Amazing. Like
take
really
no
powerful.
Okay, we know what we're doing over here.
For really negative losses. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yo, by the way, I did find out, and you're 100% accurate, Mangoose, there was a second purple aspect back in the day when Fall originally came around, and that was Plague Doctor. That was the one that every 20 seconds allowed you to do a basic attack with damage over time. Pretty sure it got removed because Plague Doctor and Red Buff combined was absolute AIDS. It was just like one basic attack, shred. Like, hey, relax. So... But yeah, you're 100% correct. It originally had 2, then they removed Plague Doctor. They went to 1, and then they added 2 more after the fact. That's what it was. Shout out to you, bro. You and your memory. Holy hell.
Oh, it's because I looked it up on my YouTube channel. It has nothing to do with memory, brother. I'm old as shit. I ain't got no memory.
All that ginkgo.
Oh my god.
Whatever. I can't even say it right. Ginkgo
biloba.
I can't say it. There you go. Ginkgo biloba. Yeah, that thing. I still can't even say it. You said it.
I may be old, but at least I can talk real good.
Yeah, real good. All right. So 14, 4 weeks of not having 14 or not having patch notes, at least. Let's say that. More than 14.
Well, without any information, without a date, nothing. They didn't even have to release patch notes per se. They could have given a farther out date. They could have something.
So the issue I have is like we were talking about how it came out. Like we're all sitting there waiting for Tuesday. Tuesday is normally hey, this is patch notes. This is how you release. You get to read the patch notes, right? And then Wednesday's the patch. Was when the patch actually goes live, right? We were waiting there Tuesday, waiting for something, and nothing happened. And then Wednesday they announced, hey, we're not doing anything this week. And it's like, wait, hold up, why? Like, and we talked about this last partner panel. Like, the time frame for this, like, you should have let us know ahead of time. Hey, like, you're not going to get one this week. Don't. When it comes Tuesday, don't expect anything.
And that's the thing. People were waiting.
Right.
That could have been avoided. You 100%. Know you weren't making that date. Obviously, there's no.
Or at least say it on the date.
That's the thing. Say it
on the date, not a day afterward. Yeah. Like, hey, you might as well just not have said anything. In my opinion, if you've already skipped the date that you're going to get the announcement, and nobody got anything on Tuesday, you might as well said, hey, not have said anything, because now we're just upset because now you said it a day late. Like,
I'll be real. I'm sure they know this, but they might not know the caliber to the point that every patch notes day, like the whole every 2 weeks thing that they're skipping, is just adding more anticipation and more expectation. Like every single 2 weeks that they skip of patch notes makes it seem like, so how much shit are they really going to give us? Are they going to give us that much more that they can't even update us in 2 weeks of what's going on?
Right.
I'll be real. Like, I've had a lot of people ask me, it's like, hey, so what are they going to show? Because if at this point, the only thing that they're going to show is a mastery system and an AI system, let's say that's the only thing that comes out, how are people going to react?
Ooh.
Well, Balix in chat says 14 is Pog. All right. That's just adding more hype to it. But I think, and no offense, Balix, but I think hyping it now is just too much. Like, until we adding so much hype to something and having it go for so long, when you add so much hype, it actually ruins it. Because people think, okay,
something can get overhyped.
They get their expectations so high because, okay, I keep on getting told this thing's amazing. And then when it gets here, I'm expecting something amazing. And and then I don't get what I thought I was going to get. So then it's going to get a negative outlook in that.
So that reminds me of the example that you gave about, what was it? Never Back Down? I want to say was the example, Bearded. It like Bearded a few weeks ago. I want to say it was like partner panel episode 20.
You're talking about, it was talking about the movie I watched. It ruined it for me. Fight Club.
Okay, there we go. Fight Club. So the example that he gave a few weeks ago was the fact that he'd never seen the movie Fight Club. And everybody was always like, yo, you got to watch it. It's amazing. It's dope. So he went in there with all these crazy expectations, right? As opposed to if he would have just naturally seen the movie, he might have received it better. But because he went in with so many high expectations, because so many people were like, yo, it is the shit. When he watched it, he was like, it was pretty good, but I wouldn't say it's the shit. You feel me? So it ruined his experience by overhyping the situation. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a very likely thing. And I've noticed people that have had access to patch 14 a while ago, right? People that have seen some of these things that are coming. I noticed that some of them can't help but say stuff like that. Like, you know what? Patch 14 is amazing. It's going to blow your socks off. Like, this is what the game needs. And I understand the good intention behind it. But it's also very dangerous to hype up something too much. You get me?
I also think there's a lot of people that are saying it's going to be amazing. I don't think they've touched the patch. Like,
you think so?
I don't know, in regards to
like just like blind faith sort of deal,
stuff like that. Like, I don't know if they have access to that stuff. So they're doing what they can to keep chat, obviously, what it is, and not be negative all the time. I don't blame them. That's what they're there for. So they got to do what they got to do with what they have.
I'm 100% in boat with Mangoose on this one, though. Like, don't hype up something until it's actually done, until you actually have it ready. Like, I want 14 to be 100% ready. Like, literally, we can release it right now. But let's not do anything. Like, nothing should have been said about 14 until, hey, this is ready. Oh, we're going to release this? Okay, give me a week. I'm going to hype it up.
Dude, I'll be honest. Based off of information around me, what I've seen, what they've posted, etc., I am honestly dead ass shocked that right now it's October 29th and 14 still isn't here. I thought
no Halloween event.
No Halloween event either. Like, I honestly, at least at minimum, thought something was going to happen this month.
Well, I mean,
minimum, bro.
A Halloween event, I guess. I'm not too like
it was hopeful, yes, right?
We had a Halloween event last year, right? I get it. But having something once does not make a pattern, right? That does not mean we're getting a Halloween event this year, right? That's not that doesn't mean that's going to happen, right? So I'm okay with them not having a Halloween event. you know, I mean, I could see how it would be better, but I mean, what are we going to do a Halloween event for the 95 people that are playing right now? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like,
It benefit you guys though.
I mean,
It helped you guys a lot.
It did. I mean, I don't know. I would rather if I'm sacrificing, I would rather sacrifice me as a streamer a Halloween event for a better game for new players to come in and play. So if I have to postpone a Halloween event for you to push 14 a little harder, then fine, push 14 a little harder.
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
How about, I'm not saying go full-fledged, redo the map, whatever. Put a sale on the Halloween skins. Like, you could do such little things just to give back to the community.
That's a great idea.
I'll be real. At minimum, a Halloween announcement and a scale. Like, as soon as you get into the game, just a pop up is like, "Yo, hope you're all enjoying your October.
Here's a
Halloween is around the corner. Here's a discount on the skins. Enjoy.
Here's some treats."
And they're doing the whole Astro Gideon thing on Twitter. Just be like, "Yo, give here's a sale on the skins. Send us your best clip on Twitter with the Halloween skins with this hashtag."
Yep, but instead, by fucking talking about patch 14 so soon before they were actually released it, they toilet papered our house. We don't get no treats.
Yeah,
we get fucking
tricked.
egged.
So
we got tricked.
what I think honestly happened there, I think they expected it to be out by now. I really do. I think they were like, let's start the Twitter stuff. Let's get the hype going. And then they're like, we're not as ready as we
and
thought
this
we
is where I'm side with Mangoose.
Yeah.
And if it's not 100% ready, don't hype it at all.
Yeah.
Then they need to learn from this right here, because this is another version of their soon TM that they ruined in the very beginning, right? Hey, we're getting a HUD 2 weeks after after early access, and then when did the HUD show up? Fucking forever ago. And if we're gonna use that same time frame that HUD shows up from that 2 weeks frame, we're not getting 14 until 2022, probably around September.
I'm going to dip into another game here. We all watched it, the Ethereal community corner that they had.
Yeah.
Like, they announced that they're doing their like early access stress test shit on November 20th or whatever. I know for a goddamn fact that game works. Like, they've had that game. They could have done that stress test a long ass time ago, but they're making goddamn sure they're ready that game works before they announce a stress test and before they perform a stress test. Do they know how their servers are going to hold up? They don't. That's why they're doing a stress test. However, they know that the goddamn game works. They should have known that patch 14 was 100% good to go before they mentioned anything about it.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you guys too.
Patch 15 should not be announced until we know something's actually going to happen. Please.
So let me ask you guys. Let's think hypothetically here. Let's say patch 14 was ready, but it was only mastery system and AI. And let's say they decided, hey, you know what? Maybe we can squeeze this in, but it'll take us a little longer. But it will make it
about at this point or farther back when I feel like that stuff should have came.
Yeah. Like, I'm saying farther back. Let's say like they had the mastery system and AI ready, just hypothetically speaking.
Okay.
And they then had to make a choice. Give them only this, or it might take us a little longer, but we can make that bigger bang. We can make that bigger impact if we manage to squeeze this into 14 as well, adding more content, X, Y, and Z, whatever.
I'd want them to release
the answer to your question was there already a hype announcement for 14?
I don't feel like that's an answer. I feel like that's a question.
No. But that's my answer. So depending on your answer to my question is my answer.
Yeah,
I mean, we know that there already was. I'm talking about when they started talking about 14.
Then drop what you have. Do not hide, because like you again. If this was Predecessor, then fine. If this was Overprime, then fine. If this was Ethereal, then fine. Right? They didn't blow up Soon TM. Fault is the one that blown up Soon TM. So you give us Soon TM, and then hey, here's 14. It's coming soon, and then we're waiting because you wanted to bring something else. You want to add more to it.
Never try to squeeze more into anything.
No, you gotta have a hard cut point. Like, I don't like the idea of let's have tiny balance patches and then massive patches. Because look at our player count. People don't want to just keep playing the same thing with a little bit of balance here and there. Not when we barely have any heroes, like a map that's not the best, pretty janky still. Like,
if anything, if you want to extend 14 because you want to add a little extra, give us a fucking hero. Drop a hero and then drop 14 later on. Give us something to kind of while we're waiting.
We know they have the capability of making at least a hero every 2 months.
Oh yeah, they have the team behind it now. Like with all the hires,
they had it before they even hired. They were able to give us 2 heroes every 2 months. So they have that capability of at least one every 2 months, especially now after 13 that they lay the groundwork to be able to input content even faster. So then
I'm just saying, as the White Knight, it's hard to White Knight. It's really hard to White Knight at this point. Like I try, and it's hard. Like I can't, like, I don't like.
You can only push for something so much when you're not getting anything back. Like you could put in all the positivity you possibly have and it won't matter. Like that Discord for the most part now is just people complaining about where 14 is and stuff.
It's a meme generator and complaining. That's really all it is.
And you bring up an interesting point too, Bearded, because again, I don't know if they even realize it, but partners specifically almost get treated as like, hey, you should know what's going on.
But you don't.
Like how many partners are people going to right now? It's like, yo, where's patch 14? Why hasn't it been released yet? What's all going to be included in patch 14? What's coming next? What can we expect? What do you mean you don't know? Why are you a partner? What separates you from the other streamer next to you on Twitch? Why are you a partner? What are you going to tell me right now? If you're literally telling me that you don't know and you're just waiting and the only thing you can say is you guys are going to like it. You guys are going to like it. Bro, like that's putting pressure.
Like anything at this point.
Yeah, that's putting pressure on their partners that they literally they have to turn into soon TM themselves. Because that's all the partners can say. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's a shitty situation for everybody. So one of the things I saw in the Discord was one of the mods said that they were working on bugs and stuff, and that's why it's taking longer. That was directly from a mod. So
going from what things have happened before and their past patches is I think they were like 14. I think something happened to 14.
Yeah, I think so.
They were working on it, and all of a sudden something happened. There's a bug. Like okay, we can't release with this bug, you know. And so they paused it. They literally are trying to work on that bug and figure something out. That's what I think is happening. I honestly have no inside information. That's just my honest opinion. Because we've had it before. I think it was patch 12 or something. Like there was something big happened. Like they kind of postponed the patch. Maybe
I'll be real.
I don't know. I would have patches. Something happened. I'll
be real. If that was the case, I would have liked and here's why I don't think that's the case. Because I hope that if it were that they would just straight out come out and say, hey guys, we're still working on patch 14, finalizing some details, ironing out some kinks, but we want you guys to know that we're taking a little bit of extra time just to give you even better quality. Somewhere along those lines, instead of literally only saying that small segment of still working on it, coming soon, you know? Just a perception thing.
You would have problem with them giving more information.
I really feel like what you said the first time and what you just said are pretty much the exact same thing. I literally feel no different from what you just said.
Well, the only difference between those two statements is the fact that they're admitting to stuff needing work.
Yeah.
Whereas
them having a problem and not being able to fix it on the spot.
But them saying we're still working on it is admitting that it still needs work.
No, because we're still working on it could be because, we're perfectionists. We just want to add more stuff, or we just want to perfect this little thing. That doesn't give us context.
It brings us back around to the point I've made so many times now, that it should be ready before you announce it.
Yes, 100%.
It should be ready before you announce it. They should have all those bugs worked out and ready to go before they say jack shit about it.
Hence why now I've been asking 15 when, because let's announce 15. Let's go. Let's start that train already.
I've been telling people, people keep asking me about Fault because they see me play Fault and they're like, holy shit, should I buy this game? Should I buy this game? Should I buy this game? And I keep telling them, like, my advice is to wait for patch 14 because right now the player base isn't big enough that a new player can come in and have a good experience with the game.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, and the AI assistant coming in is going to also help the new player base.
Yes,
coming
exactly.
in right.
That's why I'm telling people to wait for patch 14. But it seems like I've been telling people for that forever. And I was hoping that I could tell them that and then come back to them. But now I've already fucking forgotten who I've told that to.
Yep. No,
it's been way too long since they.
Dude, I'll be real.
Patch 14, and now we don't even have it yet.
I'll be real. I started telling people wait for patch 14. After 2 weeks of people asking me when is patch 14 coming, I straight up told them, dude, honestly, if I were you, just get the game now. Patch 14 is gonna drop eventually. You'll get the AI and everything. But if you really, really want to play it, I can't promise you. I can't even tell you a date when patch 14 is coming. But I can promise you if you get in now, I'll help you out. DM me. I got videos for you. We'll make it work. Let's figure it out. And I've literally watched these buddies that I got into the game start streaming the game. They're going in there, learning. People are flaming them in chat. And then my buddy legit just replying to them is like, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm sorry, but you hitting F1 right now is literally going to mean that you're going to find me in your match in 2 minutes. The player base is not big enough to avoid this. Either let me learn now or deal with the same shit for the first 10 minutes of the match in 2 minutes from now. He literally told them that straight up. And he's like, you know what? You're right. You're probably going to end up in my team. Fuck me. Literally just like that in the chat. Toxicity, right?
Yeah.
But even then I told him, I was like, I'll be real with you. I rather you get a feel for the game and then see how much of a change 14 is going to make too. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to have you here in suspense waiting for a month or 2 months, just waiting for patch 14 when, quite frankly, I got buddies that are playing Age of Empires right now and don't give a fuck about Fault because they forgot that patch 14 was even a thing. Forza Horizon 5 comes out in like 6 days. If Fault isn't out in 6 days, I know people that are going to be playing Forza instead. If the patch 14 isn't out in 6 days, you get me? Like
New World dropped, it hurt the player count so much.
Yeah, like
there was a server of 100 of us that were from Fault just gone.
They got to be mindful that it's not only MOBAs that they're competing with. It's the attention of everything, because it's very unlikely that somebody's only a MOBA player, right? There's horror-based games, there's story-based games, different times of the year, etc.
Even if you are you're only a MOBA player, when a game gets so stale, you're gonna hey, something else will interest you. You're gonna go and play something else. Like it's gonna, all right. So I guess I have people asking me to play other games, and Fault is my game, and that's the game I play. But I got my brother who's been asking me nonstop to play a game with him. I actually need to do it. I haven't bought the fucking Xbox Game Pass thing though. I gotta hook. He wants to play Back 4 Blood, so I gotta hook up with him and do that. But I'm just saying, I am a mobile player, but I'm already interested in playing something else. The only thing that stopped me is I haven't got the Game Pass. If I got the Game Pass, my last 3 streams would have been something else.
If you're going to wait this long between major updates to the game, then you need to change your business model.
It's not working.
Interesting. What do you mean?
It's not working.
Well, I'll give you an example.
More insight, please.
Fault, $20. I'm a little pissed off that nothing really big has happened in over a baby ago. It's been over 9 months ago since anything big and new and interesting has happened in Fault. But however, Subverse, I know people are going to make fun of me for playing Subverse, the weird porn game that uses Paragon assets. But when I bought Subverse early access, I bought the entire game. Now I got the first half of it, the first quarter of it up front. And then here, I think it was October 20th, they had a new patch. That was the second quarter of it.
Like a Destiny model, you mean?
But there was a huge amount of time in between both. However, I didn't feel nearly as bad about that because I know that I'm getting the entire game from here until infinity. So I didn't care That about the money that I spent. If you know what I mean.
Interesting. I mean, that's an interesting point, because
that with fault though, do you not?
I get that with fault, but
it's a more slow progression thing instead of chunks. That's why I mentioned Destiny whenever he was saying, because like the Destiny model was literally the campaign, which was like
DLCs.
Yes, but the reason why Destiny works so well was also because they gave you. It's like I gave you a present, right? You can enjoy this present for 3 months. And then in 3 months, I give you another present that goes together. It's like you're a little kid and you like Power Rangers, and I'm giving you one Zord at a time, but you can still play with the Zord. You feel me? And then by the end of it, after a while, you can put all them bitches together and make a big robot or whatever the fuck.
I guess the thing I'm getting at with Subverse, I get everything whenever the new patch comes out. I get everything. With Fault, I don't. I still have to grind out for that new hero. I still need to grind out for new skins.
But that's a MOBA. Like that's kind of
you
to
have
be
to be able to
expected, right?
grind.
That's how they make their bread and butter. Like they have to make it longevity. They need systems to work. Right now, people are leaving because there's no systems for stuff to work towards.
I think what he's mentioning more is having to pay and not get everything, whereas opposed to like here's one mindset that, you know, at least personally, imagine if Fault had a paid early access, which is perfectly fine, but if the paid early access people got the heroes and the skins to try, whatever, with a caveat, letting them know on the screen as soon as they log in, when the game goes free to play, the characters and the skins are going to be unlockable with X, Y, and Z currencies, etc. Right? Going to that model when it's free to play. But while it's paid early access, reward those early access users with at minimum the ability to be able to use all the characters.
I agree. I think EA people should get more. The one, like what did we get? An icon?
That was only season 0 pass holders. If you're EA, there is no icon or anything. There's nothing to separate you from the mess. Nothing right now.
Problematic to me in itself.
I don't disagree. Something needs to be done about that specifically, for sure.
I still think that they plan on doing
or something.
Just my opinion. I could be completely wrong here, and they might not do this at all. But I still think that there's going to be something just before full release. They're going to be like, "Thank you all." So they're going to drop something huge, right?
I hope so. I really do.
I hope,
because we appreciate you all for the testing, because we're all paid testers right now. That's what we're doing. We're all helping them just get data points and all that stuff. So it's huge in that area. I think they're going to drop something like that. I hope they drop something like that, because that would just be like a little thank you for the time. Thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for being here. Bam, full release next week.
So, what do you think you deserve as a consumer for supporting them in EA and playing through a shit show at times? What do you think you deserve?
A fucking new hero before 9 months is expired.
I was going to say, I'll be real. I think a character skin, even if it's for a character that I don't like to play, would be dope. Like a unique exclusive skin that nobody else is going to get except those individuals from EA.
Yeah.
So
it's an early access skin.
I think would be cool. They made the mastery skins. Grab one of the mastery skins, put a sapphire effect, a ruby effect, something, and only make it for the heroes that were out for EA. And if you were in the EA, you get a certain skin that was only there for the heroes that were in the EA. Just like they did with the mastery skins. Just
okay, that's interesting. Like
every character.
Like not progressive, but those select few heroes that were there during EA are the only ones with those skins. That's kind of a cool concept.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that. Because that way you get it with all the characters.
Exactly.
It's not like, because if I'm not to play Gideon,
preference.
Mech only gets the benefit for that.
Exactly.
So yeah, right.
I think that would be wicked.
I think that would be great. That would be something they could definitely do, and I think that would be it's something that you kind of thank the community for sticking around and being here for the whole thing.
Exactly. They've already showed the tech. They know how to do it. Right.
And I've said this plenty of times before. I get where Mangoose is coming from, though, but I literally think that $20 is just it's like a riot shield. Like, We don't want to go free to play right now because we're not ready. So we're literally putting that $20 there just to hold people back. You know, if you really want to charge through, you can charge through, you know, and pay the $20 and get past us. But we're holding this $20 here because we don't want the masses to come in just yet until we're ready. And then then they're going to take that $20 away, remove that riot shield, and all of a sudden, bam, here we go. Let's go. I think that's the best analogy I've said for. I always said gate, but now I think that's the best analogy I've used for that now.
I like that analogy, but I don't, because then it seems like you're penalizing the people who do buy in.
I mean, well, they are penalized as they're sitting here waiting for 14.
You're not wrong about that. You're not wrong.
Let me ask you guys. We mentioned that if 14 was only mastery system and only AI, we came to a unanimous decision that it would not be good based off of the anticipation that's been building.
It would have been fine if they would have released it then, though.
No, agreed. But now let's say the other side of the coin. Let's say if there is more, what do you guys think or want to see in 14?
Well, FaZe has to be there.
You think so? Because they've been teasing her?
It has to be there. Why? Yeah, she's been teased in multiple things with 14, tied to 14. FaZe has to be there. The whole AI system, the whole the Decker and Gadget working on the AI system. There was a FaZe tease in there, right?
There's an Iggy cheese too, though. So
there's an Iggy tease, but Iggy hasn't been teased ever since then. So
yeah,
as I've seen, like he's probably the later 14 hero. Yeah. So you know, so that there's that going on, you know, and then you have the Twitter post, the social media post
with very directly pointing out FaZe.
Yeah, that's obviously FaZe. There's nobody. People are talking about Shibby. Shibby doesn't have a backpack, does she? I don't ever remember Shibby having a backpack. That is a FaZe backpack. That's 100% FaZe.
Kind of tied to FaZe lore wise.
So in lore, they were best friends.
The hero thing.
But there's no backpacks. Oh, they were lovers? Ooh.
I can't with them, bro.
Imagine.
Get me out. He said it was spicy. But so you guys are thinking a hero minimum. Yeah, that like if they release a hero with 14, even if they took longer, that would make it okay.
It depends on how much longer. Like at the point,
at the point we're at right now, since they started talking about 14 and you know it's going to be it's coming next. It's already been over a month since that point.
No, we need items. If we're gonna get one hero, we're also gonna need some items because if you look at some of these other pair zombies, they got a lot more items than we got. You know, we need to build up our item shop. We need more items. We need more diversity in hero builds. You know, like
I would be blown away if we don't see any kind of map stuff, because we have 2 map people now and we haven't seen anything from them. I'd be absolutely blown away if we don't get
if there isn't something on 14 related with maps,
kind of update,
optimization or visual upgrade, just something.
I mean, and they've hinted towards that too, because you kind of see, like, again, it's the draft screen, but why would you have a draft screen that looks nothing like the map you're actually going into?
Exactly.
So you almost kind of think that those are tied together somehow, some way.
I mean, but to counter argue, we currently have a draft screen that looks nothing like the map we're playing in, and it's been like that for a while.
No, that's our map.
Yeah, that's our map. 100%.
That's how the map is.
that's literally the backdrop of the core.
With very, very different lighting, though, is what I'm saying. Like it's almost like a differently rendered scenario. It's not like they just taken a chunk of the map.
But the new ones are literally completely
doesn't mean to me that they changes my setting.
If they
the new one's like completely different.
Patch 14 with only stuff that appeals to the new players without also appealing to the people that have been playing Fault since the beginning, then you might as well have a patch 42 from Paragon, where it only satisfies new players, and it's like fuck the old players.
Because they've been very clear that that's what they're targeting, though. The retention of new players.
I don't give a shit. They need to retain new players, but they can't alienate the old players.
So I think that's yes and no. We're kind of backseats at this point. With them pushing marketing, they have to do everything they can for new players. It's got to be perfect onboarding or it does nothing for us.
I said this in Gen Chat. Like there's the players that are here and have been here and stuck here the whole time, they're not leaving. Right. And as long as you don't completely change the game, the version 42 was a complete change. Like it was not the same game. That was the issue with version 42. So you don't have if you keep the game the same, I'm going to keep playing the game. But you're going to bring it in. So now I don't have to sit here mid match and try to teach somebody how to play the game because they're already going to learn how to play the game. And you're also going to bring new players in. So now I'm not playing against the same people all over and over and over again. That's already improvement for the current player base.
I'm just saying, throw us a fucking bone. Give us a new hero.
Well, that's what the hero's coming. Like it's not confirmed. And there's no 100% confirmed. There's no dev that says for sure, but FaZe is coming. Like FaZe, there's no way FaZe doesn't come. If FaZe doesn't
not
come,
if I'm involved.
It would be a punch in the face.
But if FaZe does not show up for 14, that's alienation right there. You teased us FaZe twice with 14 and you didn't give us FaZe 14. That's alienation right there. That's up. People are leaving up in arms. That's 100% gone.
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're talking about. What we want to see in 14.
She's coming. Like she's
goddamn right here. But no, that's what I'm saying. We're talking about what we want to see in 14. I think we need to see something that will satisfy the OG player base because they're obviously the ones that stick around.
One hero's going to do that.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Right. One hero's going to do that. Right. One hero's going to do that. And that's what I'm saying. But there's other people who are up in arms thinking that there needs to be more for the current player base. Oh, and I don't think there needs to be more for the current player base. That's not what I'm saying.
Still
no, you're not. You're definitely not.
Yeah, Mastery provides quite a bit, even for the current player base.
Yeah. It does.
Like imagine the current player base gets on and they've been playing this whole time and they have 0 masteries, but they're close.
Do we get grandfathered in?
Yes, you get grandfathered in.
Confirmed that.
That's been confirmed. Yep.
Confirmed multiple times.
100%.
100%.
3,000%.
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay, so when you log in, depending on your experience, you might already have some mastery skin progressions.
Yes.
Yeah, it might not necessarily be all the way, but imagine the majority of the tenured players get in and they're like, fuck, I only got to plat. I got to grind on these 7 motherfuckers even more now. You get me? I wouldn't
expect myself to be mastery on any hero.
So I got an honest question for you guys then. What do you think it should be games played? What do you think should be the max games played? I'm curious on everybody's opinion.
I wish it wasn't games played, actually. I wish it was more XP earned during game.
Okay, play
that fuck supports.
So game time, like how do you XP? Like, what do you mean by
XP?
No, I mean like XP, like you get your XP, like so, like whatever you do during the game, you come back and you level up your account, right?
But like Mangu says, that fucks supports too. If you're considering the XP that you gain in game, because you do less throughout the match theoretically, so you gain less progression in as far as a support. If you're a carry that went 22-2.
Is that how it works?
You might gain more. I hope not. I'm just theoretically speaking here.
No. I think Gooch is talking about what we have now. He's saying
the level system that's there right now.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
Right. A win should be more than a loss. Yeah.
Okay. I'm fine with that. In that system, how many wins? How many wins do you think you should get?
Oh, I don't know.
Like straight win streak.
I'm saying like right now I'm level 100 with my XP, my level XP for my account, right? And obviously so whatever that, so I play a match, I get XP. Whatever that XP is, I don't know what the number is. All right, but there's a number I get for it depending on how I do. Okay, that
I don't know if I'm playing that though.
if I'm playing Murdock, then that XP should go towards Murdock. If I'm playing Gideon, then that XP should go towards Gideon's.
I mean, that's probably a similar system that they're going to do, though.
Yeah.
Because that XP that goes into your profile level, I think that's the same exact XP that they're just going to throw towards your character progression. They're probably, since they already have that number, they might just throw it and be like, all right, that's how much XP you gain for the character.
That's what I assume is going to happen too.
But as far as the question is how much it should be, I'll be real, that depends on how much of a grind they want to make it. Like, if you make it to where it has to be like either 100 straight wins or 250 losses, that's a good amount of fucking grind, bro, for one character. You feel me? That would be an average of maybe 150 to 200 matches, depending on win-loss and everything. That's 150 matches on one character is a lot, bro.
So I think that's low. I was thinking
really
300 games. 300 games seems 3 to like 250 seems like a sweet point to me, because you want it to be challenging to get. You don't want it to be too easy. So the people that do get it, they feel like the elite, the up here. But if it's anything over 300, I don't think anybody's going to get them, because I'm almost level account 100 something, whatever. I'm playing the same heroes for the most part. I don't even have 300 games on most of them.
I was about to say, like, as somebody that's a carry main, my carries combined are maybe borderline at 300 combined. Yeah. You feel me? That's a grind, bro. I mean, I understand that mindset though, because it's a grind, very hard to achieve, but then there's an eliteness to having those skins, more value provided to having those skins, right? So I do see both arguments of the coin. I'd love to ask people watching and the rest of everybody in here on this chat if it should be that hard of a grind, because we're getting numbers that like even 500 matches in the match. Like heavy grinds.
Matches with a Murdock. I don't want to have the mastery skin for Murdock right when it pops out. So I would rather have it be more. That's how
more than 500.
More than 300. I have 285.
Oh, okay.
I have 285. You're talking about 300. I like that's literally 15 more matches. I instantly have. I've already maxed out. That's my mind character. But the thing is, it comes out now. Like that's my character. That's the one guy I play.
I mean, it comes
out now. I now have nothing to grind for.
So here's the thing. I get you because you're being grandfathered in, but imagine a brand new person, that comes into the game and says, I want that Murdock skin. Can you tell them, hey man, don't worry. It only took me a year and 4 months to get that skin.
Yeah.
But I wasn't playing Murdock the whole time. I didn't start playing Murdock till 13.
True, but that's the
so let's say the late April, bro. It only took me half a year to get that skin. You should grind too.
That's for this game. We're hoping this game. Okay, all right, hold on. If this game's gonna be like Paragon and die in 3 years, then yeah, you're probably 100 games. We should have it, right? But we're hoping this game's gonna be around for fucking ever. Like we're hoping this game's gonna be a League of Legends. Like
the players to feel rewarded. If something seems
how do you not feel rewarded if you're getting something? Like you're literally still climbing for it. Hold on. It's getting farther away. Like
I don't disagree with Meg, because there needs to be a sweet spot. It can't be too easy, but it can't be like so fucking hard that it's like you get me out
here too.
Yeah, a mastery skin shouldn't be like a platinum trophy on PlayStation that the elite of the elite are gonna get.
Not thinking mastery.
I don't know. I kind of disagree. I think you should have to put in the fucking time.
Yeah,
if you want that.
You're
a
casual player. You're not thinking mastery. Mastery's not your thing, and if you want that, then grind it.
And that might get people to play more. If
you gotta think of it as a business side of it too. Like literally, the whole point, this mastery skin's free. So the business side of it, they're trying to get people to play this game. Like we can't just like, all right, we're gonna give it. All you gotta do is play 100 games. You got it.
My last mastery in Paragon was Shinbi. I played the dog shit out of Shinbi, but she was my very last mastery skin.
But don't forget
that master skin just before the game shut down.
You guys
don't forget also, you also want people to go for multiple mastery skins. Yeah. If I'm gonna, let's say only carries, if I want to get every single mastery skin for only carries, and it's 500 games, just to throw a number out there. Literally, I better hope they don't release a new fucking carry, because I'm going to spend the next year and a half, maybe 2 years, just hunting mastery skins. On just those 4 characters.
But not everybody can play more often.
Yeah, they can, because the game's going to last. Well, how long has League of Legends been out?
Well, League doesn't have mastery, but a long time.
How long has it been out? That's my point. We're trying to be the next MOBA.
True.
Right. How long has it been out?
So,
give me a time frame. How many? 11 years. Thank you. 11 years. So you're telling me in 11 years you can't unlock more?
No,
I told you 285.
Okay.
285.
So you're not even at the 300 yet. And how long have you been playing the game?
Since 13.
You've only played Murdock since 13?
Pretty much. I mean, maybe a couple games, a bit like so I was a support main until 13.
Okay. That's fine. So imagine that, but every hero. If you want to start collecting skins and stuff, you're never going to do it still, even if it's at 300.
And you know what? We just got an amazing comment in the chat, and it is worth mentioning. The Mastery skins are cool, but they are not as amazing as some of these other skins that they're creating, like the Astro Gideon. You like I'm not grinding for this gem of a skin. It's more of an exclusivity thing.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Okay.
Because the new skin is way nicer than the master.
My point with that though.
My point is, if you told me that I'm getting this super awesome skin with the effects have been changed, and you know, like a tier 4 skin at the end of it, that makes it much more grindable. If you literally tell me that I'm getting a tier 2 skin,
a reskin.
A tier 2, yeah, but basically, like, because I wouldn't even call it a full reskin because there's some design elements in there, right?
The whole Gideon skin though has still, I could play as many Murdock matches I want and then get all the matter I want with it and buy the Gideon skin.
You can't buy the Gideon skin. You won't be able to buy it with the blue points.
Says who?
SMS skins you can't buy with the stuff you get.
Yeah, yeah.
So either way, so the whole grinding thing again, then there you go. Your grinding thing, Sitch has no argument here.
No,
so I gotta buy the skin. I gotta buy the skin outright.
So I'm a Gideon main. I grinded my ass off to get this skin. A cool skin comes out. I'm never fucking touching that skin again. That skin was sick. Cool. Now I have a cool skin that has effects and stuff. Why would you ever use the masteries?
The whole point of masteries.
300 games then. It's like literally you're getting.
So it's attainable.
But why? What's the point of attaining it if you're not going to use it?
Well, because we don't have a bunch of skins right now.
Well, it's what Reavers is saying in chat is what the mastery skin is really all about. It's literally just a flex to show time played on that specific character. That's all it is. Right.
So why not make it a big flex?
Okay, but did you see when
everybody can get 300 games?
Did you see when Tricky did the sheets to show top played for certain heroes?
No.
Okay, she took the top list of I think 5. Most of those people barely had over 300, and they are one trick diehard.
Okay. You froze.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Have crazy games.
I remember back. I keep saying Paragon, but I mean we got to fucking compare.
Yeah.
Goddamn. Like I looked at the Crunch mat. I barely touched Crunch. I saw his mastery skin. And I was like, that looks badass. I grinded for months until I had the Crunch mastery skin, and I'm goddamn proud of it. It was
months, right?
Yeah, but I mean, well, hold on. In perspective, I was the second to get that Crunch mastery skin in the world right after Sneaky in 32 hours. And that was literally killing my body just to get that bullshit. Like in reference, it took maybe somebody months, but if you have the willpower to consistently do it, you shouldn't be able to get a skin in 24 hours or 32 hours, in less than 48 or whatever. But if I want to grind and fucking dedicate to it, like put in the amount of hours in a month that somebody might take a whole year to do it, I should be able to get that reward. You feel me? Because there is.
Or I say no life.
I mean, yeah, no, by all means, any of them. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it takes somebody as dedicated as Bearded to almost get to 300 matches in half a month, the casual player might actually take a full year or more to get to 300 matches.
Hold on.
In one character.
Dedicated. I wouldn't say
that's
dedicated.
fine.
One, Murdock's my favorite guy since Paragon, right? So I just got lucky that Fault came out with Murdock, right? And I'm not good with them, or I don't like the kits of the other carries. So I literally just play Murdock as a carry main. So you saw me when we played EU. I'm not good when I play Twin Blast. So it's not, one, I was on EU, and two, it's Twin Blast. And then I instantly go right to Murdock, and I'm like, hey, look, I could actually get kills. It's weird how that works. So so I wouldn't say dedicated. It's just as my favorite character. But I think it's still something that you literally, I don't think you need to put it at 1,000 games and make it unreachable for a lot of people, but I don't think 500 is a bad number. I think 300 is actually shooting low.
It should regulate too. Like a win should give you more XP than a loss.
Yeah.
Okay, so say it's this system. A win is 2, a loss is 1. Are you fine with that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And I would expect that I would get a hell of a lot more ones when I start that journey. And get a hell of a lot more twos when I end that journey.
Yep.
Naturally, like at least progression wise. Yeah.
I know it doesn't
I just
seem
don't
that
like
way a
the
lot of
idea
times.
of punishing people who play multiple heroes and rewarding just one tricks.
Oh, that's very true. That's
because that's not a good system to have.
And not just that,
just wanting one role, and they're going to throw every other game because they don't get it.
Imagine how many times you're going to have a match where you're going to get a Gideon carry, Gideon jungle, Gideon solo, Gideon support, because they're mastery or bust.
Yep.
Like I'll be real with you. If I want that Murdock one, like Bearded is saying, for example, imagine the fact that I'm not going to get carry. I literally am going to have to go Murdock solo, Murdock jungle. Like my team might flame me for throwing. You feel me? But now it comes down to, am I willing to throw this match just because I want the mastery? I feel like that is going to pop up way more than we would like.
Well, that's where the wins losses things come from.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if I lose, I'm still going to progress.
Yeah, you're going to progress a little bit, but you would progress a lot more on a different character with the 2 instead of the 1.
15-minute game, 2 15.
So then maybe not 2 and 1. Maybe maybe you should be more rewarding for a win though. So maybe a 3-1.
I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not gonna. That doesn't mean I'm gonna on purpose throw.
Getting that 500.
Like, you feel me? I'm still gonna try and win, but grabbing.
Right.
Like, let's say somebody that wants a Narbash. Like, I could totally see Pappy, for example. Shout out to Pappy, plays anything on solo lane. I could see Pappy trying to go for solo Narbash mastery and literally only play Narbash everywhere. Or you know what? Jungle Narbash. Well, but like Narbash solo. I mean, Narbash mid, Narbash solo, Narbash jungle. I could see people doing these crazy builds and arguably maybe even ruining the experience of somebody only because the mastery system is the incentive to do it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what you get the incentive for the win. So you're going Narbash mid. I'm sorry, but your chances of winning have just plummeted. Right. You can still win, I guess. And I'm not saying you're throwing, like you're not trying to lose the game, but you're not doing anything to help win the game either. Right. So if you make it more beneficial for the win, then people are like, okay, well, fuck, I can't take Narbash mid. I guess like literally I'm trying to get this in a better situation. You know what? If I get a win, I'm getting more XP towards that.
So somebody just brought this up in chat, and I'll even escalate it a little bit. Let's say 30-minute match. You get those 3 points for the win. Like you said, make it even more, right?
Yeah.
We can forfeit in 10 minutes 3 times. You get the exact same amount, and my elo drops, so my matches are easier when I do try hard.
That's fine, because then I get 3 points towards my mastery skill, and you fucking bounce out.
Okay, I mean, I can see the counter argument there. But is that the type of environment that we want to promote for the game? You feel me?
I don't think that's the environment that would actually happen, because people like to fucking win.
Yeah, people actually like to play too, though.
Yeah, I don't
People like
think
to
the
fucking play.
skins.
I'm not
are
here
nice
just for the ones that
for
lost.
people
I
that
want
wanna
to
do
do the game.
You haven't played any EU that often then, because it almost feels like a
don't.
ritual to forfeit at 10 minutes. It's like, oh, they got it, 1 kill, forfeit, bro. Like, holy shit.
I don't play EU that often. That was my second time playing EU with you yesterday. That's it. I don't play EU.
I don't think that would happen. I really don't think the skins are nice enough for people to want to grind that hard and throw games. I don't think that would happen, honestly. Like, they're nice, but they're not tier 4 crazy skins.
Complete fucking left turn here, but I've played on EU and I don't know what Fault has done with their netcode, but it's just like playing on NA, and fucking congratulations to them, because that shit's great.
It feels a lot smoother than what it used to.
It's a lot smooth. That was something that came with
The ping is still a little rough, but as far as the feel,
So
it feels a lot smoother for sure.
somebody in
Connection,
chat,
yeah.
somebody in chat says, do like they did in the end of Paragon. You get the skin at level 10, but you can keep leveling the hero, so you can still show how much time you put into the
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Into the hero.
And so you can still flex. Yeah.
And if they did something like that, then I would be okay with, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not compromising.
A lower number, like
Bring it. You
Prestige.
want 300. I want 500. I'm
compromising. That's compromising.
Oh man, I thought compromising. Like, literally, like, oh man, I compromised our position. Like, that's what I thought when I said that, which is obviously the same word but different meaning. So that's why I'm like, man, that's not what I want. I don't want to put us in a bad spot. But yeah, no compromise.
No, okay. And
I could think, come down to a lower number if they were going to do something like that.
I think you should be able to infinitely scale on a character. Brag all you want. Show you're amazing.
Yeah.
On League, it shows you every game played. It shows you how much time you have in a hero. It tells you everything, which I think is wicked.
Take an item of clothing off every 10 levels.
No.
That's the other game. That's
Mangoose,
the other
that's
Paragon game.
Subverse.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about
Subverse.
Subverse. I'm sorry.
Can't with you, bro.
Bad.
Wrong partner panel, bud.
Yo, so I want to bring up something Reverb said in the chat. Like he did mention that we are looking too deep into this mastery system. My response was, that's literally all we can do. When you have a community that you're not updating them, all we can do is look deeper into what's already there, and we're going to speculate. If we had facts to talk on, we could focus on those facts and then revolve around those.
Why not tell us how many it's going to take?
Reverb's not a mod, but a mod told us that today in Gen Chat. I'm like, that's all we can do is speculate. You literally give us nothing to talk about. That's all we can do is speculate.
At this point,
I can't do anything else.
At this point, I feel like they know how many games it is. Why not be like, hey, get ready. You're going to need this many games. It's a Twitter post. Why not? It's information.
Get people to start grinding now.
That
would bring people.
That would promote player base right now from existing player base.
Like, you're just holding information for the sake of making a big patch when that doesn't really matter. Who cares how many games if they know? Like, oh no, they're going to play a hero and try and get more games because they want that mastery skin when it drops. I don't think there's a single problem with giving more information like that. Because it's set in stone. It has to be by now. If they wanted 14 out this soon.
They already know.
That's a good point. The number is probably final by now. Probably.
Well, I mean, and that brings up what we're talking about. Let's go into it. All right. So there was somebody in chat, in Gen Chat, talking about the showcase. Eventually there's going to be a dev stream doing the showcase for 14, right? And the partners get to usually go into those showcases and get to play them. And there was an ask, are the partners going to be able to have the mastery skins? You know, I hope
unlocked immediately.
I hope partners don't get mastery skins for the showcase, is what was said. I jokingly said that I'm going to wear the exact skin that this person wants, just so that I can show them what the mastery skin looks like, knowing that person doesn't want that.
I'll be honest, it'd be cool if we could showcase the skins, but then after the showcase, take that shit away from us and make us grind like everybody else.
Which
I have no problem showing it off.
Chat that staff is not getting those skins, mods are not getting those skins and partners are not getting those skins. They have to be unlocked.
I did say in Gen Chat that us partners, a majority of us partners have said that we don't want the skins.
It would ruin it for you guys.
We want something to grind for. Because right now, us partners, we do have all the skins in the game just so we can kind of promote the skins, right? We play, we wear the skin. Oh, look at that skin. Yep. You know, go get here, grind it, play, so you can get the skin, right? We get to do that, right? The whole point of that's kind of one of the benefits of being a partner.
I didn't get that when I was a partner.
Well, it's because you quit.
You were on too early.
Yeah.
That was early adopter.
So we already asked for, we said we don't want that, right? But when it comes to the showcase, this person was also saying that they don't want these skins showing on the showcase at all. But when it comes to the showcase, in my opinion,
that's what it's for.
That's where you're showing that stuff.
You have to show in the showcase, right?
Introduce everything. Hey, look what we got, and bring on new people.
Check out this sick stuff.
Bring on somebody watch the showcase. Like, oh my gosh, I remember Narbash from fucking Paragon. I want that skin. I'm buying the game, or I'm getting the game for free, depending on how the free to play happens.
It's a very self-centered thought to think, I don't want to see these, so nobody should see these. That's silly. Just don't watch.
I'll be real. Don't watch the showcase. Yeah, it really is that simple. Just don't watch the showcase.
That is what I told this person. I'm like, if you don't want to see them, then don't watch the showcase. Then I guess because I'm sure they're gonna show them off.
Reaver brings up a great point in chat. You're gonna see them in the game when you go to the mastery tab.
Yeah.
It'll show you what your reward is at the end. You just won't have it unlocked. You feel me? Like,
cover it just like a normal skin. You'll see the character there. You're going to see it on the character.
Right.
That's the most flawed logic I've ever heard.
Right. And they're going to show them normally the dev streams is Ryan Red and Sylphin, right? When they're talking to the chat and before they break into game, they're probably going to show you a couple of the characters and their skins.
Definitely. They'll probably just go through the screen and be like, check out this one. Check out this one. I wouldn't.
Right. Yeah. They'd be showing you more of the interface with the skin in the background because they've already shown most of those fucking skins. You feel me?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you don't want to see what we've already seen for the past 10 months.
If you've already seen that, you're okay with seeing the skins now because it doesn't matter. Like it's marketing. They need that. That's what our game needs. Don't tell them not to market stuff. Like that's silly.
Yep.
You're shooting yourself in the foot. Just don't watch.
Yeah. Oh, unless you're like the pirate Gideon skin, you might miss the foot because you only have a peg leg. So
I can't, bro. Get me out. You know what? Actually, speaking of the pirate Gideon skin and just other skins in there, you know what I would love to at least hear Strange Matters addressing in some matter as far as future reference? Animations, because those unique skins that we knew had different animations before, again, like Summer Fun Twin Blast, I know there's a lot of us that just kind of want some of those effects back, and I'm sure they're working on them.
Paying a premium on those skins too. Those skins are still priced as tier 4.
The higher tier skins.
Those, but they're still priced like it.
I'll be real. Like I know that they're adding more animation slowly. We've seen with different ultimates, different passives, for example, like almost, I want to say every character at this point has a passive and some sort of glow animation to it or some effect on the screen, some visual that's actually pretty fucking cool. But now, are they to the point that they can actually adjust per skin? I don't know.
Via VFX, yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, are they there? Is that going to take more time? I don't know. Let me ask you guys, because I don't know if this is something that they should even address at this point. This is just something I personally would want. You get me? Like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, should they address something that isn't ready based on the conversation that we had earlier, but they're going to work on?
So I'm sorry. What is your question? Ask your question again. Sorry.
Okay. Let me rephrase like this. Should Strange Matters address something like VFX for skins like Summer Fun Twin Blast, the Aztec Steel, for example? Should they address that they are going to be working those, or just slowly start implementing it? Like, should they even address that area at all, or just keep focusing on the game?
It's been addressed just now in chat.
I mean, we all know skin VFX are going to come down the line, but that's literally a different sentence for soon TM.
Again,
I'm just saying. You asked if it should be addressed. I'm just saying that's addressed. Yes, I think
addressed.
That's addressed. Do you think I think that they should just implement them? Yeah, I guess just implement them. Like, we know it's going to happen. They're not literally just going to leave. Hey, Summer Twin Swim Blast, and you have no benefits of it. It's not just going to be that way. Reverb, if you want to send that to me in a Discord DM or something, or in a Twitch fucking whisper. I have links turned off. Sorry.
I'm going to delve into another game here. I like the way Overprime does it, where they have announcements in one tab of their Discord and work in progress in another tab of their Discord.
Yeah.
So that you know that the work in progress is stuff that they're working on. It might be in the game eventually, but not immediately.
Yeah, I feel like Strange Matters doesn't want to show a work in progress. I feel like they just want to save everything as a possible teaser.
Like yeah.
That's the vibe that I get. I feel like they don't want to show any cards and they just want to tease you with what they got.
Yeah, that would be fine if they only teased us when they had that shit ready, when they had that card made. But patch 14 obviously wasn't made already, and they teased that shit, and we ain't got it yet. Don't tease that shit until it's ready, man.
So what do you guys think about the contest then? Do you think that contest was too early? Because a lot of people I've seen come into the chat and are like, the contest closed. Are you guys going to say who won yet? Like, there was no date given for who wins and when, but it closed.
Dude, I'll be real. I hope to God that skin is going to be in patch 14. Because could you imagine that they did that contest, but that skin isn't coming for another 2 months?
That kind of tells me that it is coming in the patch stuff.
That makes me assume. But you know what happens when we assume? We also assume patch 14 was going to be here a month ago.
True. But didn't they say it's coming? No. I think the tag on it was, check out this new skin that's coming with the patch. I think it said something like that. I think.
Okay, and Balix is saying in the chat also, it is. We already said that it was coming in 14.
I thought so.
So now let me ask, do you guys think that might be one of the reasons why 14 is taking longer? Because the
skin?
Well, not just the skin, content. Because maybe they're like, okay, let's just not just do the skin. Maybe they're doing phase. Maybe they're doing, you know what? Let's add these other skins, because we have skins in the past that they've shown that they've gone from. Yeah, like Vacation Sevrog. We saw it went from drawing to skin, but never got implemented.
Else.
If anybody's doing phase,
there's two sets skins.
14. It's going to be me.
I'm sorry. Let's move on.
Yeah. So Reverb posted a link, and it was a link of Pontiac 007, so 007 over here, and a bunch of basically saying that this person does play a bunch of games. The people do. The whole point of it was the people do play 1,000 games for mastery skins. Like, it does happen, like, so it is there, and I agree with them. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, you're gonna get it. It's
true, but when you're putting out a system like that, you don't want just 1% to do it. It's supposed to make your whole player base feel like they're getting something. They're progressing.
Like, your whole player base should be able to at least attain 1 or 2, not all. Yeah. Right? Like, if you want to do mastery hunt of the entire thing, that shit should take you a while. But if you literally like focus on a one trick, for example, that shit shouldn't be too fucking hard to achieve, in my opinion.
No. And that gives you a reason to diversify. Once you finish that, go play somebody else.
Like, Paragon would be a good example. Like, the average person might have had a couple mastery skins, but unless you were hardcore grinding, there's no shot that you had, like, for example, 10 plus mastery skins unless you were hardcore dedicated.
Yeah.
You get me? And there are going to be those, but like, to make one mastery skin, like the max tier, that hard to attain, I just think it's a mistake. I think people are literally going to find the new Call of Duty and play it before they get a mastery skin.
So how was I going to word that? Did you guys feel rewarded when you got the mastery skins in Paragon?
Yes.
Mangoose,
Yes.
you're saying you were. And
Yes.
it wasn't hard to obtain. It wasn't ridiculous. So if you felt rewarded in that, why do you think it should be higher now?
I don't think it should be higher now. I think it should correlate.
Similar.
It should be
Okay.
about the same.
I don't know how many it was in Paragon. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Now, it's also worth mentioning, and Reverb also mentioned this in chat before, Paragon did have boost that you could increase your experience and gain even more, right? Paragon also had, other people in your team, like I could have a boost, but then Mech could be on my team and he could be running a boost as well. And his boost benefits the team by like 5% or whatever, but it helps the team a little bit.
Yeah, make that weekly challenge rewards. You could do one of your weekly challenges as a boost.
They could have weekend events like Call of Duty does, where it's double XP weekend,
Yeah,
just to
double-
drive up player
just call it
numbers.
Double wins. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Is
A little boost with
if
that.
it's something like that, make it higher. I'm okay with that. But if it's just purely you're not giving any bonuses, no boosts, no nothing, don't make it stupid high, because most people are going to be like, screw that. The skin's not that nice. I'm not working for it.
You know what? I'm going to side with you on that one. Because if it is just pure played games, a crazy high amount wouldn't be crazy. But if you have a double XP weekend once every, 5-6 weeks or whatever number you want to come up with. But if you have those double XP weekends to where it's going to be fucking popping that weekend because people are grinding for those mastery skins,
Yep.
that'd be lit. It'd be awesome if they start 14 with a double XP weekend.
What if it maybe not like a double XP weekend, but something with the grind, like how you play, like you randomly unlock an XP token that you like, now you're able to, I want to play this double XP, like, so Paladins, right? You have XP boosters. You go into a game, you can play an XP booster. Like you can put that on.
Yeah,
like
Smite
challenge rewards.
Yeah, Smite has that. You can literally get an XP booster that you've earned through playing, and you can choose when to activate it, and it's on a match per match basis.
Yeah. So all right. So I know, hey, I'm playing Murdock. I'm using my XP booster because I want to get this. I'm trying to get a Murdock skin right now.
Yeah.
Or I'm playing Gideon. I want to use my XP booster right now. Like I want to use it on this time. Call of Duty has them too. You can literally have XP booster. Like, all right, let's.
Yeah. Can we get a sponsorship with Mountain Dew? Can we get some cans with some XP codes, please? Thank you.
The thing with XP boosters is
Keystone,
they usually
dude.
come
We're
out
getting
of...
a Keystone. Let's get a sponsorship with Keystone. All right.
The thing with XP boosters, they usually come out of loot boxes, and I don't think anybody wants to hear that shit.
No.
don't
That's why I said weekly challenges. If it's like a weekly challenge, you're like, oh shoot, that's an XP one. I want to complete that challenge.
Yeah.
Just random.
Right.
I'm
Well,
with that.
they already said they're going to rework their weekly challenges, right? With something that's got to get worked on that. And it literally could just be, but that weekly challenge is a grind.
Yep.
To get that weekly challenge, you got to
10 wins or something.
Yeah.
Something challenging.
You got to do something like, hey, we got to get this, or like, cause right now they had like the most challenging one is having that challenge is play 8 games. Like that's the one, or the most challenging one is playing a role that you don't like to play. It was like, nope, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, play 2 off lane.
It literally,
touching that.
mid lane just sits there on me forever. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing it. I won't do it. And I just finished it yesterday, actually, honestly. But it
I
literally
saw you
sat
play
there.
Morgash badly.
Yeah, it literally, Oh yeah, fuck yeah, badly. Fuck yeah, badly. That's the reason I don't play it.
But no, I think we came up with a lot of good points about how the mastery should work, and hopefully somebody watches it and thinks, hey, those are some good ideas.
I'll be honest with you. Yes and no to what you're saying right now, Meg. Because if somebody sits there and watches and they're like, those are great ideas, we should implement those. Let's back it up another month.
Okay, let's not do that.
Like, you feel me? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like great ideas are awesome, but a great idea could also delay. You feel me? That's why I'm like kind of torn. And I'll be honest, I wish that I knew more. I know they want a lot of it to be a surprise. They want probably a lot of that to be saved for the dev showcase, right? Because they want to be the ones to announce everything to everybody more than likely.
Hype behind them, get the hype around.
And that's
Twitch, all that
fine.
stuff.
That's fine if this was 3 weeks ago.
I agree.
Yeah, I
But
just
now
wish
that we've
we
gone
knew
so
more.
long with no information. You said that, hey, you're no longer getting any blog posts, right? Is what you told us. No more blog posts. We didn't say no more patches. We said no more blog posts, right? Everything's now going to be a social, something to do with our socials, something to do here and there, whatever. That's fine. But we're still getting patches, right? Now the last 2 patches, like, hey, we're still pushing 14. You're not going to get a patch. Hey, we're still pushing 14. You're not going to get a patch. So literally we've gotten not only have our blog posts have gone away, our patches have now went away. And
our social posts are
and
down
our
here
social
where they
posts
started
are
up
like,
here.
what? Like,
Yeah.
you gave me 3 social posts last week, but now this week I've gotten 1
Now
telling
it's
me
dead.
that I'm not getting a patch.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Give me
the last 2 weeks, we've been getting 3 to 4 posts a week. And now this past week, we literally had only 1 post to go over.
That's what makes me think they had a board, they had a plan, and then it was like, oh, we're not hitting that. We used all of our content. Sorry, guys,
Yeah.
we don't want to show anything else.
So
I mean, I
wanna go
highly
back to what
doubt
Goose-
that they're running out of content, to be honest.
Well, no, but like
No.
running
Yeah,
out of
definitely
content that they want to hold for the they don't want to show. everything.
That they were willing to show.
Yes, exactly.
But the thing is, we know that a mastery system's coming. You coming out and putting a social post saying, hey, if you grind for 300 games, you'll get to unlock a skin for your character, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Like, that's
I don't think
a
it
social
hurts
post.
anybody.
We
Honestly-
know a mastery skin's coming. That doesn't do
Yep.
anything.
It would be great to get community feedback on that amount before it is final. Because if they did say 300 matches, imagine the community loves it. And they're like, all right, we know we got a good number.
So a Twitter poll.
I
How
asked
many
for a
games
poll.
do you think?
It
How
didn't
many
happen.
games do you think you should get for mastery skin? 300, 500, 1,000,
Yeah.
250, whatever.
Interactive.
And then
Why not?
let the community vote.
Just fucking tell me as early as possible that the patch isn't coming out when it comes Tuesday, because I've become so accustomed
Yeah.
to updates on
You're
Tuesday,
staring at it. Yep.
Yep.
and I'm fucking every hour I'm checking the fucking Discord to see if the patch came out. And
Right. Especially
nothing.
because
Yeah.
so
Do
not
it
only
before the
is the
deadline.
community doing all this stuff, right? But we got content creators like us that are looking for this, this content for us to create content with.
I wasn't even looking
So-
at it as a
I'm just
content
saying,
creator.
no,
I'm
and
looking
that's
at it as a
fine.
fucking
Everybody.
player.
Yeah.
No, and that's what I'm saying. The community has that. I agree with you. We are a part of the community as well. All right. But we also get hit twice in a sense because we're looking for content to create with it. And there's nothing there. So now we're like, okay, all right, well, let's spin this somehow to be into the show.
I'm not
I
community.
want no, I want them to do like they did with 13. When they weren't able to meet it in March, they said we're aiming for April. There's 3 days in October, guys. If you're not going to make it in October, just tell me now.
Yeah.
Tell me that we're aiming for sometime in November.
Yep.
Tell me.
Oh, no, it's March 2022. You didn't know that?
It feels like 13.
Yo, that's what my kids do. Hey,
We were at the cusp of the month, and
You're
I
gonna name your
can't
kid
remember.
14?
Did they say it was coming soon? And then the month passed, and then it was like, why not just say it's not coming this month? It's coming the next month.
Yeah.
You know it's not coming. There's no
No.
dev blog date. There's nothing. Why not just say it?
So
There's nothing
I
wrong with telling
agree.
us.
And the date thing is, and another reason I bring this up, I agree with Mangoose here and how bring back the Trello, but don't bring back the dates with the Trello. Don't bring back the time frame with Trello. Just bring back. I want to know what it was, or what. Okay, here's what we have, and here's what it was. Whatever. I want to know, like, hey, this is what we've done, and this is what we plan on doing, right? So we can see that progression. We can see, like, hey, okay, this is what was already been worked on, and you have this huge list. So, hey,
when the
this is
bugs
what
used to get
SMS
added, etc.
Yeah.
This is what they're
This is
working
what
on.
SMS has done, and this is what they plan on working on. There's no dates for the planned on working on, but this is what we plan. This is what, in a sense, a roadmap, but there's no time frame for this roadmap. It literally could be 5 years. I don't care, but that's in the roadmap. I know that.
So you're basically saying a to-do list, and a completed list.
Yeah.
So I
then-
asked for that with bugs because
I mean, not just
knowing
bugs, though. I
active
want to know
bugs-
everything. Yes, because there's people who would come back and complain about
Yeah.
a bug. I'm like, no, that was fixed 3 patches.
they don't know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you literally just left the game and you haven't been back and played. And you're just complaining about a bug that you literally haven't played the game. Cut it out. Yeah, like look, see the game. This bug was fixed, right?
Yeah.
Now,
on the website,
and then it would also be good. It would also be good for SMS. On the other hand, maybe that bug comes back for whatever reason. Like, hey, you need to take the. It says it was fixed, but here's a clip.
I'm still seeing it. Yep.
Still
Move
happening.
it back.
Yeah, move it back. You still work on it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. It's not just bugs though. Like, literally show us everything you've done because you look at it now. Like, it's again, we're competing with other games. We're competing with Predecessor. We're competing with Overprime, right? So right now, everybody plays Fault, right? But you play Fault and you see what Fault for what it is right now. You don't think of all the things that they've done. You don't think back of the paint UI they had.
Strange Matter definitely doesn't get the credit for all the work they've done.
Exactly.
Like it's easy to look at the game now and be like, not much has changed. It's so easy to look at that.
So the next time you see Predecessor, you're to think, oh, the last time I played Predecessor, it was like this, and now it's like this. That's huge, right? You have that gap of time of not having
because you haven't played it. Yeah,
and you haven't played it.
But it's like seeing that family member a year later and be like, "Did you gain some weight? I'm pretty sure you're chunkier, right?"
You don't. I don't. No wonder you don't talk to your family. Anyways,
confirmed.
But no, I mean, I think that would be something that SMS could
improve on,
benefit from. Yep. Benefit from, because you would have that, like, they've done all of this since they've been working on it. Before early access, this is everything we've done, and this is what we plan on doing. And then you watch this list shrink because this list is just getting bigger. Like, I think that would be huge.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to display that information. It looks good on the company. It looks good to the players. Like, I don't see a bad end, especially if you're not giving dates and stuff.
You know what? And Mike just said something interesting in chat, and it's worth it's worth mentioning and addressing for the existing community. Post like that, like, look at how much has changed when you're a community member that has been here constantly and you're waiting for like a major change.
Stuff, yeah.
It can easily be seen like a scummy marketing move, is what a lot of people might see it like. I mean, a good marketing move nonetheless, specifically for newer players that might not know what the origins were. But to the OG community, it's definitely like, you know what? Stop posting about what you have done and do something. So I totally see both sides.
You could have totally just give me another zoomed in picture of FaZe as another post.
You could do a FaZe week. You could do a whole week on FaZe.
I'm just saying, like, you give us this marketing post. This marketing post is great for people who are trying to look into Fault and see what has been done and how they've been doing. Great marketing post, right? But it doesn't do anything for everybody that's sitting here waiting for 14 that's been here.
Dude, FaZe could give you an easy month. Give me a 1 week per ability leak. Show me the ability and let me speculate on what it is. Yep. And then the week later, you tell me what it is, and now you give me a new leak. You can literally milk that shit for a month if you wanted to, but at this point, I don't want them to. It's
even farther. Like, I'm saying, like, I know FaZe is coming, but if you just give me a zoomed in picture of her alt or whatever, and it's like literally just like the beam. That's all you're seeing is a bright light. You're like, you wonder what it. So I mean, you give me a zoomed in, like, oh, what is that? Like, who had a bright light like that? I'm trying to think what that was. Oh, yes, I know it's FaZe, right? But like, it still gives me like, okay, that's another notch. FaZe has got to be in 14 now, right? It still gives me something, and it's not.
Yeah, I feel like you can't make that post if you're not giving new content the same week. Like, that post would have been fine the first week when they were dropping tons of information.
Yeah, there has to be a giving on both sides.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's reminisce, but let's also focus on the future.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yep.
Now, you guys were in Gen Chat on Tuesday, right? Whenever.
Oh, yeah.
I was there in the morning. Bro, I was there in the morning, like early, because I just woke up early and decided to say good morning to everybody. And people were like, yo, Windu's here? What? Why? What's he doing in Gen Chat so early? And they're like, yo, he's here for the saucy 14 information that we're going to get today, guys. And then, you know, they were already going for it, bro.
Yeah.
And there was literally nothing. Like nothing. But with reference to what's being said in the chat by Mike, then a tweet comes out saying, let's focus on what we have done. Like almost like,
true.
Don't look at this hand. Look over here. Let's focus on what we have done. Stop focusing on what we're not doing right now.
Like an old sleight of hand.
Yeah, it's like a sleight of hand, which again, it's marketing. I applaud them for, making the before, medium, after. Before, medium, after. Listen to me. Before, intermediate, and after. But it can easily be perceived that way. It is a missed opportunity because you're not necessarily showing any progression all week. You're not showing forward progression. You're showing, let's focus on what we have done. Like, hey, don't forget, we've done all this for you. So I don't know. So
it's rough. It is. It's rough.
It's fine if they had been this way since the beginning, but it's that thing where telling somebody yes after you told them no is a hell of a lot easier than telling them no after you told them yes.
Yeah.
People are accustomed to hearing news on Tuesdays.
Yeah. And when you get in a rhythm of it, you do it every time. It's then a normal thing. If you did it randomly, there wouldn't be that. But you have picked a time that it comes out. People are there for a reason. Exactly.
You
don't get mad when people are there and expect that, because you're the one that set that expectation. You might not have said it, but you're doing it. You're setting an expectation.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest. They could have given us anything, something new, but they chose not to. And I think that's a more important thing to focus on. As to why did they choose to give us absolutely nothing instead of even releasing a piece of information, for example, like the number of matches it'll take you. Anything would have been progress. Why did they choose to say nothing?
An empty post, yeah.
Because 14's longer than what we were thinking?
I think 14 is longer than what they are thinking. I think that's the problem. I think Mech had hit it on the head earlier. I think something went wrong.
Yeah, I think so too.
I said that.
I said that. Come on now, take it easy. Don't try and steal my thunder, okay?
You're a mech instead of a mech, dude. What are you at?
Okay, mech, okay, pal? Okay, take it easy.
You know I love you. You know I love you, man.
You do.
So
but let's say know that I love him now.
All right.
Yeah,
I can't with y'all, bro. Hey, so let's say under the assumption, again, this is all assumption, guys, just for anybody that's listening or viewing or anything, under 100% complete assumptions that there has been a delay, how do you guys think they should handle it as a company?
Be honest.
Giving feedback. And this goes for any future reference as well.
Post every week saying, no. Just admit it.
Let us know that you found something.
Yeah.
Hold up. So we can, as a community, right? So this is Fault community is different than Pride community, right? But you go look at the majority of Pride community and they'll tell you that stress test was a success, right? I know me and Mangoose think completely differently in that situation, but they'll tell you that stress test was a success, right? And I know there's a small minority of that people that say, no, that stress test was not a success because you planned on it being this long and it only worked this long. That's not a success, right? But anyways, if that negative can be a positive, why can't you come out and tell me, hey guys, we found something, we're working on it, it's gonna be here, but we got to prolong 14. You being honest about it, telling us that is just like, okay, got it, thank you. Because you know what's gonna happen? They're gonna say nothing about bugs, and then they're gonna release the patch. And what happens when you release a patch?
There's gonna be bugs. Yeah,
there's gonna be bugs. So it's like, man, you guys took so long with 14, and there's all these bugs are still in here. What were you guys doing so long with 14?
Yeah, they're gonna take something completely out of reference and try to justify.
Yeah,
like it's going to happen.
Yeah, if they're like, hey, there's this massive map bug, there's this massive data bug. When we go in and see that's not there, obviously they were working on it, right? Like you have grounds to be like, oh, that's not there. Obviously, they fixed it. I can understand. But when you don't know and then you go in and see there's bugs, you're like, so what were you guys fixing? What did you guys do? What prolonged it? It's just transparency. There's nothing wrong with it. No one's going to look down on you because you give them more information. Honesty goes a long way with everybody that's waiting on stuff. Like, we're all diehard fans. We're the only ones left. Everybody else that doesn't give a shit left. We're the ones that are going to stick by you. So tell us what's going on.
Yep.
I mean, Chat said it very well. Waiting for something for too long can be considered time wasted.
True.
Yep.
It's like
People are going to hold that against you.
It's like lying to your parents. The repercussions of lying to them is going to be far worse than if you just fucking come out with the truth from the beginning.
Yeah. Learn from us, chat. Learn from us. Don't lie to your parents. Just tell them right up what happened. That's coming from a dad, all right? Don't fucking lie to me.
I know you snuck out.
You know what? Actually, that might be weird. Dude, that might be weird, but I'll be real with you.
Some ragers.
A parent and just in general, I would rather know that the person I'm talking to is fucking up, but I don't want to know that the person I'm talking to is a liar.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and that's a great analogy, Mangoose, because I mean, technically they're my kids. Awesome. I was their developer, so it really makes sense.
You provided the
programming them and everything
to make them grow.
Seed. He watered the seed to make it grow, bro.
Yeah, no, it's just like, give us something. Let us know. I mean, like, so the post that they had,
this is mine, but whatever.
It can't.
My youngest is my twin. Literally, if he had a beard, he looks just like me. So I'm wondering, did you have sex with me or my wife?
Hopefully you.
I can't with y'all, bro.
So anyway.
I can't.
Oh,
I've never complimented and insulted somebody so well at the same time before.
I can't, bro.
Anyways, this post that we had, though, this would have been a great Monday post. Mm-hmm. Look what we've done. And then build up to a Tuesday post. Look what's coming. And it didn't have to be a patch. It didn't have to be patch notes. Just give us something. Now, yes, was Tuesday patch day or patch notes day? Yes, it was, right? But you could have gave us something with saying, hey, patch notes still aren't coming. Sorry, we're pushing on 14. But give us something. You gave us nothing with what you showed us because we've already seen anything else.
What if in their mind and you know, like I want to have this conversation too. What if they looked at it and said, this is giving them something. This is enough.
How was that giving us something?
Well, I don't disagree with your point. But what I'm saying is,
I already figured that out because it came after the time frame where I normally get notes. I've already figured out you guys aren't doing anything. Now you're just repeating what I already knew.
Yeah. You gave us this on Wednesday. Yeah. How was that giving us something? You
already knew nothing was coming. You've already ruined it for me. Why didn't you tell me before?
That's what I said earlier in this episode. Yeah. You were better off not saying anything. You're better off not making a tweet at all this week and let's wait till next Tuesday.
But then
with that because the backfire did come out still.
Just say something, because the backfire would be, imagine that they wait till next Tuesday and they still don't have 14. Then why did you leave us fucking cold shoulder for a week? They had to say something.
No, they didn't. I disagree.
Nah, I think they should have said
like them not saying anything says it all.
But they should have said it at the correct time.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. But I'm saying if you're not going to say it at the correct time, at that time, you've already fucked up. So, all right. So take an example, right? If you wake up, you didn't wake up to your alarm, right? But you have work, right? You're already late to work. So what do? Do you speed to work now? No,
you're still going into work.
You're
not just being like, fuck it.
No, you're still going to work, but you're not going to speed into work. You're just going to get there.
No, right? But that's the equivalent
because
to them still going into work.
That's an accident or whatever. Right, but you just them putting it right next to that's them. Wednesday we sped in, right? Like, hey, nope, sorry, here you guys. Like we sped into work. Like, oh, we missed the date. We sped in. Here we go. You don't speed into work. You just literally get there because you're already late. If you're 15 minutes late, if you're 3 hours late, you're late. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, those motherfuckers went to sick hall and didn't tell first sergeant. That's what happened. If we're going to go military here.
Nobody gets that reference except me, maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say very few.
But the people that got that reference,
I'm Sweden, baby.
fucking got
You're
it.
my real one.
If you got that reference, put a comment down below or in chat right now, please.
Yeah. I'll be real, and I know this is going to be a very, very harsh take, right? But I'm just going to say it.
Get it hard.
Doing a harsh take? That doesn't happen very often lately.
Drop it.
This is the laziest shit that I've seen out of Strange Matters.
What not to do?
What? No way.
No, bro. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. Anyway, not saying anything on Tuesday. Not even at 11:59. Sorry, like I know you guys were expecting something. We'll give you more soon. Even just something as simple as that. Just not saying anything, and then giving us let's focus on what we've been working on the day after. Is the laziest shit that I've seen out of them. I don't like it, and I'm saying it that way because I have higher expectations for them. I literally am sitting here like, just a single post. You have no idea the type of hole that you're digging by not even posting something. Like, come on, guys. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to sit there and say, maybe we should say something today. You have an entire team of people. You have an entire gen chat begging you for you to say something, and you don't.
And you just look over it like, okay. Leave them be.
That is honestly just the laziest thing. It's literally just community interaction. A community-driven game cannot go like that. I am sorry. I love Strange Matters. I want them to do better. I'm going to hold them to a higher standard. That was lazy as shit. That should not be happening a year and a half almost into early access.
Yeah, they've already had their trial period. They should know what they can and can't do at this point.
That moment should have been non-existent. We should not be talking about this moment right now. Anybody in their marketing team could easily tell you that. Anybody that's not in their marketing team can easily tell you that too. That should not happen. There is some desync going on to where, maybe their marketing team isn't, they want to give us stuff, but maybe they're not able to. Or maybe it's like, hey, we plan on giving this, but they got told not to. There's some desync somewhere that I do not know about that is not working out right now, but Strange Matters needs to get this shit fixed. Because quite frankly, this desync, it's not just that it's not going to cut it. It shouldn't be happening a year and a half after you making posts and you working out different systems and you trying to figure out what works. That was lazy. Please do better. That was lazy. And I'm sorry to kind of make it such a serious note, bro. But
no, it needs to be said.
Exactly.
It needs to be said. Like we're sitting at this point, like literally, like, we're talking in chat right now. 9+ months with no hero. 9+ months with no hero.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I get you.
Actually, no, guys. I'm sorry,
baby.
But in 3 days, it'll be 11 months since no hero. We're starting our 11th month with no hero.
I'm not wrong with saying 9+.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I want to stress. I want to make the realism of, hey, it's not 9+. We're about to start month number 11 with no hero. Yeah. Keep that shit up for another month. We'll actually be almost a year with no hero.
Maybe better come out with teeth and talking.
And a full beard.
God damn right.
So no, I mean, like, that's my point. Like the chat we're talking about, like, 10 months, 10+ months, 10+. No, it's 9+ months. Yeah, it doesn't sound right. 10+. It's only been 10 months, but it was. So, anyways, 9+ months for no hero, and like we need something. Like, give me 14, because every hero they released was a middle number change, right? Because we know that at 0.13.13 is what we're on right now, right? Every middle number that was released, or when a hero was released, a middle number changed. Give me 14 with phase, and then give me 15 with AI mastery. That's the way it should have been announced. We shouldn't have went this long with no heroes.
A dry spout is not good for the game. No, I agree.
No.
For what reason? When you could have released stuff. How long has the mastery been done? How long have they been showing us those skins? They have been done for a while.
Yeah. Or give us the mastery skin at 14. I mean, it's not the greatest. It wouldn't be the best.
Something to work towards and something to keep people involved. Look at our player count right now. People are leaving.
Oh my gosh. I've people complain about queue times, right? And I'm like, I literally don't have that problem because I literally, when I stream, it's literally at peak times, right? So I have no issues with it. I am now experiencing this issue. I am now getting long queue times when I play. Like it's not normal.
At peak times.
At peak times. Right. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Like, what is going on here?
You can see
I'm experiencing this. I'm okay. It sucks.
I get people in my YouTube comments all the time asking, like, I got this game. I see you playing all the time. Why can't I get a game? And I'm like, I'm sorry, bro, but you got to QEU whenever you're.
I should never have to tell somebody
play with Windu.
Go to a different server because you're not going to get a game. That's how you know the pop is terrible. We have no population. Like, if you have to work around to try and find out how to get a game, our game's not doing great. It's not. Like, it's shitty. It's not fun for anybody.
So Belix says in chat, we have a whole new menu. The menu has to show the mastery system and how it works from a UI perspective. So we can't just say, mastery done, here you go.
True.
I mean, it's understandable.
UI and mastery together.
Well,
I have to wait.
If the and to put it into reference with what you're saying, I'm sorry for talking over you. I just totally realized it. But if there is more to it, like all that statement lets me know is there was more to it and we weren't ready. Because at the end of the day, if there is more to it, I'm assuming that's something that was already being worked on. If it's something that was already being worked on, I'm assuming it was already further enough in development that you decided to talk about it and make it public. If that is not the case, why is patch 14 being hyped up for over a month when there was still stuff that needed to be worked on? It literally is going to be hey, I understand that you're trying to give me a chicken before the egg, but if that egg wasn't ready to hatch, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. What's going on? Like, again, like I'm sorry if I'm being a little bit on the harsher side. I'm holding them 100% accountable for their actions. If you are telling me about patch 14, I'm expecting a certain point in development. Some final touches, sure, why not? Understandable. There's always that crunch time. You're always trying to speed up a deadline. But if we're sitting here and trying to justify that mastery system, it takes more time because of UI. It takes more time because of integration. It takes more time because of, the way it's going to interact with the lighting and stuff. We all know this shit takes time. Some people don't realize it takes a ton of time. So granted, some people need to be educated on that. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be talking about it if it's going to take more time as a company. Not to any specific individual. I'm saying as a company making public posts.
And this goes back to what we said to begin. Agree with Mangoose. Like, if it's not ready, don't advertise it. There should have been a post about 14 when 14 wasn't even close to being ready. There shouldn't have been a 75% complete of AI system. That whole picture posted. Like, that should not have been a thing. Here's a teaser. Read the fucking.
It has been hyped for so.
What is that? The 0100. What is that? Can be. I know what
the Epic Game Store.
No, but the Epic Game Store. But but what is that? The term of that?
Binary.
Binary. Yeah, read the binary code.
That was a long time ago.
Right. That was a while ago when that happened. Right.
That's a great question.
So you release that
on 14.
Eventually, there's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be on 14, but we have been approved to be on Epic Store
because everything else in that picture is coming with 14. You got Phase. You don't have Iggy, to be fair. So some stuff might not be coming, but
right.
I mean, but it goes with that same subject. Like, I can't believe this man's singing in the background. I think that's what he's saying. But it's worth mentioning. Like, it's worth mentioning. That is a great example of why did you even bring up Epic Games Store as a relevancy point if we're not going to see Epic Games Store for X amount of time?
Predecessor.
Just trying to do some hype to compete.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what it was.
Because
they can't do that and then publicly keep saying we don't care about the other projects. We're on our own pace.
When's the last time they publicly said that?
They say that shit in the chat all the time, bro.
No, show me something. Don't just say that. Show me something, because that's not true. Okay. I have not seen it. I'm in Gen Chat more than you are, and they don't say that like that. Like, so no. So the Epic Game Store is a compete against Predecessor, because you have the Pred fanboys that say, look, Epic's backing us because we're on the Epic Game Store. Look, blah blah blah. It's a whole thing of it's a competition situation, and that's what it is. Like, look, well, we're on the Epic Game Store too. So there you go. Like, it's not.
I addressed that in my last video.
Thank you.
I love Predecessor. I really do. Like, I think the last time I played Predecessor, I think the gameplay felt better than Fault does now. I'll tell you right now, 100%. However, Epic is not backing Predecessor.
People love to think.
No, but the Predecessor fanboys will tell you they do.
I know, but they got a grant.
They got the Epic grant. They're on the Epic Store.
They have somebody that used to work with Paragon.
There's fucking 2D guys. There's 2D side scrollers that got Epic grants. Like, anybody can get an Epic grant. That doesn't.
Yeah, it was a marketing thing.
You.
Well, hold on. I want to read something that was actually written here by a mod in chat. Right. Hold on. I'm just gonna read this out loud, and I want your opinion on what I'm reading. August 2nd, 2021. It's largely preference as to which game you want to play. We are in early access and working on things to prepare for full launch. Currently, the other projects are in their current states and being worked on as well. If you're seeking that original Paragon by Epic Games, then you're going to be looking more towards the mission statement of Omega Studios. If you're looking for something built on the bones of Paragon, but with the goal to move on from the provided assets into custom ones while keeping true to our core gameplay, then you're seeking us here at Strange Matters with Fault. I have no problem with the second half. I 100% disagree with telling anybody that's seeking a Paragon, go to another company.
That's not a great business move.
Nope, definitely not. Yeah. I agree with that. It's not a great business move at all. I do want to do, because Bailey says in chat, trailers get released years before things come out, though. I don't agree with something having to be 100% ready to show it.
But they normally have dates. They have dates.
Yeah, trailers definitely have dates.
That's a great point. When trailers get shown, there is a deadline to work towards.
Yeah,
so it's not like trailer eventually.
Right.
You know.
So right now, SMS is Stranger Things. Stranger Things released a fucking trailer for season 4, Stranger Things, and we still have no data what's going on. And and people are complaining about it. People are bitching because, like, wait a minute, you showed us this teaser, and we still have nothing. Literally, there's been nothing. Like, after that teaser, we've got no comments, nothing going on, whatever. Like, that's not good business. Like, it's not good at all. Like, if you,
and it's especially not good because
you're gonna go ahead.
There's 3 other Stranger Things out there. There's 3 other shows.
Yeah, right.
They're the exact same.
And that's the thing is, like, that's what I want to bring up. So those other shows, those other 3 Stranger Things, you know, or Overprime and Predecessor, they have the ability to just not say anything. Like, right now, they're quiet. But they
have that luxury.
Nobody's played the luxury. Yes, thank you. Because nobody's playing their game.
Yeah.
All right. So that is the one part that you have for you going live is you got to be more active with your information for the community to keep your community active. Like that,
there's a give and take with everything.
Yes.
Like
100%.
Predecessor doesn't get the community feedback that Fault does. However, they benefit from being able to jump leaps and bounds from one test to another
without having to worry about people actively playing. Yep.
And not worry about people actively playing. Exactly. So
they don't need balance patches every week. They don't need that. That's so much time off their plate. Like, that's massive.
Overprime's the same way. Like, they had a lot of community feedback for a long time, and then they shut down, and now we're waiting for what they're going to come out with. It's a weird advantage, but it's also a disadvantage. It's kind of a give and take, but we don't know what approach is going to come out on top until probably like another 2 years now. I think 2 years we'll know which one of these games is going to be the top one.
The main one, exactly.
And we don't know right now. A lot of people will say that they know right now. They don't fucking know. Like I said,
anything could happen.
A long time ago, Core was like 92% fucking approval rating.
Yep.
A year ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Look at where Core is now.
Yeah,
Nobody fucking gives a shit about Core.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit about Core.
Well, Core also came out and said they literally basically canceled everything they were doing, and they're now going to they're starting something completely different.
Which I think is a smart move on their part. If they
and no.
If they come out with a third-person MOBA with their own assets, I think it'll be great for them. I think it will be absolutely great for them. But again, I think
it's a smart
which
move
one succeeds? We don't know.
3 other companies doing it too. If they're doing their own thing, they don't have to worry about anybody else trumping them. Nothing. Great for them.
I think they need to change their name though.
Really?
Yeah, because they came out as that first. They're known as the para-zombie initial person, right? And then they weren't able to complete their work. They weren't able to do anything. Like, what did they do? They did nothing. They rode a hype train and they weren't able to do anything with it. So now they're going to be looking at it as a community that is not able to do anything. Like, oh yeah, like they're coming with a MOBA. I'll wait until that comes out before, because I ain't going to touch it, because who knows when they're going to back out of that one again.
And calling it Core is kind of reminiscent of any MOBA. Any MOBA, they call it the Core.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So let's not steer too far into Core and other games. You feel me? Like
we'll talk about that another time. But they need to change. I agree. I think they need to change their name if they're going to do that. Is my opinion. But
and I'm sorry to cut y'all off before going into this huge Core rant.
It's a fault partner panel. I got
yeah. So let's do this. I'll be honest. I think there were missed opportunities. I think they know that. I keep saying I think because I can't speak for them, but I know what we, the community, saw. And if we, the community, experienced it, saw it, felt a certain way, well, I'm assuming they also know by now.
We've said multiple times on these episodes that we have some kind of influence, right? They're never going to give us the credit, right? And I'm not expecting credit, right? But for example, last week we talked about that post that they said, here we go, look at our old stuff, how old we were, look at our paint, or whatever our things. And it's like, they definitely should have done a before and after, right? And then what are we talking about this week? A before and after post. Like, it literally, it's like, did we talk it into existence, or did they just do that? It has nothing to do with us. They just did it themselves.
It was
too many times as it happened with these episodes. Have we talked about something and then all of a sudden, bam, here you go.
Okay,
right?
Well then let's talk about this right now. Change your goddamn name, Fault. Change your goddamn name.
That's one thing we've talked about that doesn't
change. To riff off that name
in a negative context.
Fault. God damn it. Change it to Dragon Thor, Hell Punch, Deathstream, Dragon Griffin.
Meta works really well. Let's throw another meta company.
Oh God.
Yeah, I just and the fact that like what Bearded
meta. No. So let's do. I just think that something needs to be. Things have happened. We've influenced them before. I think what we've all said here, we all were honest. We all said what we thought. Even a dev has been in chat talking with us and maybe agreeing or disagreeing with us, and that's fine.
Totally fine.
But obviously a dev has been watching, right? We know devs. Well, I know devs watch the YouTube version, and I know obviously a dev's watching the Twitch version. We've yet to see a dev listen to the podcast version, because that's recently new. You can go get it at Google Podcasts, Apple Podcast, and what was the other one?
Spotify.
I forgot. Spotify podcast. You can get them all there. All right. So check them out there. And let us know if you're a dev listening. That'd be great. So, but we know that there's devs are here listening to us and listening to the community, and we greatly appreciate all of that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I know I probably won't get the why, but I think as a community, we want to know, why was there a late post? Why don't we have a patch 14? As a community, we're begging as to not only getting what we've been told, we're begging literally just why. And I know, for example, I know that Ryan has a great mind on his shoulders. And I know that if Ryan had the capability, he would have probably easily given us something, at least on that day, right? So then my question is, why wasn't the community manager able to tell us something?
Yeah.
Why wasn't the marketing team able to tell us something? Because they've been more than willing to give us plenty the last 2 weeks. Why do we only have that one post this week?
And why was it late?
And why was it late on top of everything?
If you would have gave us this post early, I think you still would have had an uproar from the community, because the fact that we went 2 weeks of not getting anything, but the uproar that you would have had would have been minuscule compared to what it is now.
It was made worse by the laziness, 100%. And it might have not even been laziness, but that's what it looks like.
Late,
because
it's definitely late for sure.
No, late for sure, but I'm just going to use the word laziness because in public perception,
perspective is everything. We know that.
They don't care that it was late for X amount of reasons. They're literally like, why the fuck was the Tuesday post late? If it even was a Tuesday post, why is patch 14 taking so long? That's all they care.
Post though, it's not. It has to be a Tuesday post, because that is. It should have been a Monday post, letting us know that do not be expecting anything on Tuesday. That's what it should have been, right? Give us something early. Don't tell us on Tuesday we're getting nothing, right? Because that's not good either. Telling us on Wednesday we're getting nothing is even worse, right? But telling us on Monday, okay, thanks for the heads up. If you tell me, I'm coming to pick you up, we need to go somewhere or whatever, I'm coming to pick you up, and you tell me as I show up to your driveway, hey, sorry, it's not happening, I'm not going there, right? That's not good. If you call ahead of time, hey, don't come get me, I can't go, then I'm not driving all the way to pick you up. But now you tell me, I've been sitting in your driveway for fucking hours waiting for you. Where you at? Oh, you're not even home. What do you mean? Why you tell me the next?
I'll be real.
I've been here.
Somebody said in the chat, and I 100% support this. If you don't have anything to say, you need to talk with the developers and get something to say, because it is part of the marketing team to provide that sense of urgency to the devs. It's like a mechanic that's going to take all fucking year to fix your car. Somebody has to be there sometimes and be like, hey, is my car going to be ready by Tuesday? No. Is it going to be ready by Friday? Give me something. The entire team is a unit. They should work as a well-oiled machine. So it is up to other parts of the unit when they see something slacking to put sense of urgency, because there is an entire fucking team at Strange Matters that noticed that no post was made on Tuesday, and the entire fucking team didn't do anything about it. Change my mind.
Yeah, a dev's not going to be like, oh, we need to worry about socials. They know what's happening, but if the media team should be on top of that for sure. Like, hey, this is going to hurt us. This isn't good for us. The devs aren't going to be like going out and saying, hey, let's get a post. They're going to worry about doing the coding. They're going to worry about their job. So I think the media side of it should be definitely on top of that. I agree.
So, but here's where I disagree with you only in the slightest bit. The devs shouldn't have to worry about that, but the devs are the ones that get attacked.
Yeah,
they're the ones developing this game, right? So they're the ones that their names are getting dragged through the mud right now. it's not the media guys, it's not the project managers, it's not this, it's the developers that are getting chosen about, because they're not developing the game fast enough, they're not fixing the game fast enough, they're not doing this stuff fast enough. It's them. So when these posts don't go out on time, they should be like, hey, why don't you have my back?
But that's why a CEO of a company is not necessarily your main coder. He's not your main marketing guy. The CEO is the captain of the ship. Make sure that the ship is fucking running properly.
Strange Matter doesn't have a CEO.
I can't spell CEO.
Windu, we fucking just psychically connected.
Isn't Fresher like the CEO though? Like, I know not title wise. Like,
no
title.
Nobody's
I think there isn't there
Strange Matter, and they need somebody.
There 4 founders
to make final.
I don't think there's 4
decisions.
founders anymore.
They need somebody to make final decisions.
Regardless of having founders, a captain needs a ship, and a ship needs a captain. No. Sorry, I said it backwards. A ship needs a fucking captain, right? And if a ship doesn't have a fucking captain. A captain does need a ship too. Granted. But he can't be a captain without a ship, obviously. But again, it's literally going to come down to the fact that
fuck you, I don't.
There needs to be somebody making sure that everybody's on point. There needs to be somebody checking in with every department. Like with the heads of every department, right? Like a department manager.
No.
What do? They literally delegate. It's like, hey, you guys need to all get your teams. We need these results by this day. No, tell me why. What do I need to do to help speed up your process?
What do you need to do next time that this doesn't happen and you have it to me on time?
It's literally called running a business.
You can still, you can have multiple people at the top. I mean, it's better
Definitely.
to have one. But I mean, so let's say for fault in this situation, right? 4 or whatever founders they have, those founders can still do all of that. You don't need just that one person to do that. So you can have all of them do that situation. Like you literally can keep everybody in line.
So I understand. And that's why there's CEOs, there's CFOs, etc. There is somebody that is in charge of an entire department. But if that department fails, that one person in charge should be held accountable. If something didn't happen in a specific department, whatever that department might be, somebody should be held accountable. Instead of,
I agree.
Well, we're just gonna keep going. Do you think they'll notice if we didn't post something? You know? So if you are going to do it that way, and there are different sections with their own leaders, that leader should have the ultimate power in that section specifically. Don't you tell me that person has the power in that section and then tell me they're on a fucking leash.
No, I mean,
To a degree, yeah.
I agree to an extent. I understand what you're saying, and that's the preferred method,
That's
right?
That is normal.
That is the normal situation. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, we can make this work. It's not working the way that is happening, right? So obviously your normal is obviously a better situation because it's not working the way it is now. But you can make it work with the 4 of them and all of them being at the same, equal, right? But those 4 have to be on the same page, and they have to crack the whips down the line. You don't need the one person in charge, in this area, and I'm the one that's going to do this. I'm the one that's telling you what to do. It can be all 4 of them doing the same exact thing, but they got to be on the same page together, and then it trickles down from there on.
And hold each other accountable, because when one of them fucks up out of the 4, all of them are fucking up.
They all suffer. Yep.
Right. You need one person. You need one person in charge.
I respectfully disagree.
I don't think there's 4 founders at the moment. I really don't.
That's something you could be right, but I don't want to.
I know. We'll just confirm later. We'll confirm later. But so let's do this, guys. At this point, we can sit here and ask why all night. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. Exactly. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. Let's say our ending pieces. We're going to go down the line here. Bearded, Mangoose, and Legendary. Let everybody know, everybody watching in the videos or everybody listening No, I'm gonna cut it. We're gonna leave it right here.
No.
Anything else, we'll talk about it later. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, we'll reverse it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So legendary Mangoose bearded. There we go. And then myself towards the end. Just tell everybody what you're about. Give them a little bit about yourself. Throwing any plugs if you have any, and then just give a message to the community. That's what I want to.
A few plugs back there for Mech's picture. He's got to plug it. It looks like it's unplugged actually. He's trying to plug it in.
The fan, yeah. The printer's a little bit noisy, you know.
All right, go ahead.
But yeah, I'm Mech. I've been with the community quite a while. I love the game. Enjoy the game a lot. I just want to see it do good. So I'm going to be negative here and there, but it's got to happen. If we don't call stuff out, it's not going to change. That's about all. Yeah, I don't have any plugs or anything. I'm just here.
We appreciate you being here, bro. Thank you so much for joining us.
.com.
Hey, you imagine?
I got my own site and everything.
Loki has an OnlyFans lit.
That's about it.
Man, Mangoose.
Can I link that? Is that okay?
Hey, man, get your hustle on. Mangoose.
I was just gonna say right now, Legendary Mech, I've never heard of you before because I'm way lower elo than you, which is an indication that the elo actually works a little bit. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I've definitely agreed with a lot of the points that you made tonight. And if you ever do start streaming, I'm right there with you. I will definitely follow. I'll even subscribe if you eat gross shit like Bearded does.
I get behind that.
Oh yeah. Hey, Bearded.
Well, now I know I gotta continue eating beans because I at least get one sub every month because I'm gonna get it from Goose every time, guaranteed every time. Real quick, Mech, with you, I really appreciate you, bud. One, showing up and talking with us every time when we ask you to reach out, but I also know Legendary Mech from Gen Chat, the one that actually got banned from Gen Chat for a while. This guy was like was a pretty toxic guy.
Pretty
in Gen
toxic,
Chat,
definitely.
And the guy that I talked to now and has been on the partner panel multiple times is not somebody that I would have thought I would have enjoyed talking to on Gen Chat, so in partner panel. So you definitely turned a corner there for sure, and something like this you would think would bring out the old Mech, but that Mech is the inside the other Mech and is holding him in.
Yeah.
It's the Mech situation. Yeah.
So no, really appreciate you doing a great job, man. Thank you so much for stopping by.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me.
And
I'm sure it's a pleasure, bro.
No matter how much nasty stuff I got to eat, I appreciate your subs. But no, I said it earlier in the episode. It's so hard. I've been claimed by Ultrix, right? If anybody doesn't remember Ultrix in Discord, another person that Mech remembers in older days. That's a long time ago. He actually claimed me as a White Knight as for Fault, right? And I'm proud of that. I love to be a supporter of Fault, right? But I support them all. I literally do. And it's so hard to White Knight in this situation. Like, I've never had an issue with this game, and things are just getting harder with the way things are going. Like SMS, you need to change something, right? This right here is telling me that you didn't learn from Soon TM. That's what this is telling me. If you didn't learn from Soon TM, are you gonna learn for future issues? Like the thing is, like, no matter, I'm a huge sports fan. Like, when you watch your sports team, you got to learn from that mistake you made in week one and to keep advancing to win the championship in the end. And if you don't learn from those mistakes, you keep making those mistakes, you're not winning a championship. And that's ultimately the goal as SMS. You're trying to win the championship and be the team that wins this para-zombie fight. So learn from your mistakes, quit making those mistakes, and let's move forward and make this a better game for the community.
Yep. Sure. And I appreciate that level of honesty coming from a White Knight, quite frankly. And as far as my 2 cents, at the end of the day, I might have gotten a little bit more real than I would have wanted on this episode at times. But I quite frankly support this game. I think that they're going to succeed. I think they're going to be amazing in the future, but they need to be held to like accountable for the expectations that they themselves are even setting. And I'm going to hold them to the expectations that I'm running by for them. Because if I could have done better, I for damn know they could have blown my performance out of the park. If I could have made a simple post on Tuesday, they could have made something amazing and keep momentum going. So whatever standards I'm holding them up to, they should be doing better than that, quite frankly, because they easily can. They easily can, because we're not asking them to shit a fucking rainbow. We're asking them to simply communicate and tell us why. It's that simple. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you made it this far into the YouTube, into the podcast, whatever format you're actually watching in, please leave a like, leave a comment, share it. Let the whole community get a listen to this. And as always, guys, to the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.